Welcome to the mime edition of What's on Joe Mind. Oh.
Right. Good evening, everybody.
Moment chance.
It's thanks for joining us. If you've stayed through the end of Cannonball Run 2 here on the Superstation. It's 9:05. It's Tuesday night. It must be time for the TeamStream. More accurately, if it's like 9:07, it's probably more like the time for the TeamStream. We are bereft with technical problems, so bear with us if these things rear their ugly heads as the evening goes on. We're going to cross our fingers and try to play our kick-ass theme song. We'll be back right after the break. Welcome back.
Okay.
We're What's on Joe Mind. We are a fan cast about the world of G.I. Joe. I'm your host, Mike Irizarry. How's everybody doing?
Looking at Dustin Jeffries' comment and call for an Alvin and the Chipmunks discussion.
That's too bad.
Hey.
We can only stoop so low.
I can give interesting Alvin and the Chipmunks trivia, though.
Oof.
All right, go ahead.
All right. In the Alfred Hitchcock movie Rear Window, all right, one of the apartments Jimmy Stewart can see off to the side, there's a struggling songwriter and piano player. He's often playing music. Portrayed by Ross Bagdasarian, the creator of Alvin and the Chipmunks.
No way.
Yep.
Even as a kid, I thought Alvin and the Chipmunks was pretty low rent comedy. What? So you sped the voices up? Ooh.
Yeah.
They
Rear Window, fantastic.
No, great. Yeah, Hitchcock.
Alvin and the Chipmunks was our mother's favorite back in the 50s.
Really?
Yes.
No. Bullwinkle.
Well, that was a little later, but yeah, when she was a kid, when she was little,
yeah,
Alvin.
In a different timeline, like Earth 717, Hitchcock plays Paul Heyman in the movie. 100%.
Anyways, I am the tribal chief.
That's it.
Is
there a Batman on this earth?
Joining me here in the top row, he's the former head of marketing for the G.I. Joe brand at Hasbro. It's the Hot Show, Mark Weber.
That's it. And the former vice president of morale at a whole bunch of different places. They didn't find out about that title until I was walking out the door. But but I'm not flying solo tonight because look what we got over here. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh,
look at this little jammy over here. Yeah, he knows what's up.
He looks almost happy to see you.
So far. We'll see. We'll see how long he puts up with being near me.
I'll do you one better, Mark. I'll make you our president of morale.
Oh, look at that. I got promoted.
Right there.
Well, that's a weird feeling.
You're the What's on Joe Mind president of morale.
Digging that. All right.
How
big? We got a staff of 3.
Right.
CMO, Chief Morale Officer.
Yeah.
You got to change your title down there now. So.
Oh, I didn't even know how to do that live.
The same way you do it not live.
Don't I have to back out though?
No. Just click on the little box that has your name on it down below the screen.
Down there?
Yeah.
I don't even see that.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, we actually don't.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. There we go. Hey, see everybody? Bereft with technical difficulties.
I just promoted myself again.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay, I got you.
Elite president.
Now I can be the elite.
Hey, we're not giving you...
I don't care what you guys do. I'm kicking out of it.
Right.
It does not matter.
In the bottom row, all by his lonesome, because Lord knows there's enough to talk about that the 3 of us can fill 2 hours easy. But he is all alone in the cold, stinking up the joint. It's rack time, Rob.
I'm so alone. So alone.
Right. There's Phil Donnelly in the live chat. Not good enough to join us here on the live show tonight.
No.
Oh, as I just tag on Phil. I didn't ask. It's not like Phil snubbed us. I want to make that clear now. I didn't ask Phil to come on the show tonight, so it's not Phil's fault. I'm just going to pick on him anyway.
Well, and let's be honest, he doesn't always say yes when we ask either. Sometimes he's at Disneyland.
That is true. He has on occasion, which is to say most of the time, he is at Disneyland. He is probably watching us at Disneyland right now.
Sometimes he's stuck on the 405 because it's jammed.
It is jammed tonight.
Jammed. He's taking the 105 out to Chula Vista. And
so is Space Mountain tonight, I'm told. Totally jammed.
It's jammed.
Yeah. But Mr. Toad's wild morphine ride, you walk right on that thing.
Wild morphine.
Yeah.
What Mark, what are you drinking tonight?
Oh, I got the OG, the doctor with no dot pepper.
There you go.
23 flavors.
There you go. I got the Coke Zero regular tonight. In all of its strange citrusy goodness.
Doesn't seem like there's enough words to describe your soda tonight. Usually it's like
there's usually something else going on.
Zero Ultimate with cream.
Bizarro Supergirl wants to play What's in Racktime Rob's Walmart box. We'll get to that later, as it's been a busy delivery day for us, as well as most of the shouldn't say most, but many folks in the Joe community received some lovely Walmart boxes today. I tell you, I was going to wear I bought a Staff Sergeant Seanugs t-shirt to wear for tonight's broadcast, but it was real crummy. Like, I don't want to show that one off. It had splotches and it's going back. I was not happy. It's not happy. You can't sell that shirt to the guy who's supplying the design.
Yeah.
It's a bad idea, TV public. It's a bad plan. Question from Cheapest Big Spender once it eventually pops on the screen. There we go. Question for the top left square. Hasbro is only putting the code names only on the boxes. Yeah, sometimes. Hasbro is. You know,
if they have the full trademark.
Right.
Yeah, real small though.
Doug Dello asks, but if you don't wear the champion t-shirt, how will we know it's you? I would think the obnoxiousness would be enough.
Yeah. Honestly, it's not the shirt that makes Mike the champion. Let's be honest.
Absorb Vids got some What's on Joe Mind stickers. I got some magnets on the fridge.
I got those this morning.
Yeah, I got our logo, and I got a Staff Sergeant Cena magnet for the fridge. So that's actually what's holding Weber's Christmas card from last year on the refrigerator.
I feel it's a new one.
We count on it, man. There aren't too many people that send us Christmas cards or photos. So if you sent us a Christmas card and it's the last one that we've gotten from you, then it's still on the fridge.
It's probably up there.
Like my friend Jamie, last time they sent out Christmas cards 3 years ago, that one's still on the fridge. My younger brother got married 4 years ago. That wedding announcement, still on the fridge.
So your fridge looks like LinkedIn? Everybody's got like 10-year-old photos on there?
Right. It's the most recent photo. My photo on LinkedIn is from my brother's wedding.
There you go.
So Jake Rose got a C-Dug shirt for the Washington Toy Show, 10% off for anyone with a What's on Joe Mind shirt. Hug not needed, but appreciated. So there you go. If you're heading out to that Washington Toy Show, which we will advertise again later in Community Calendar, 10% off from Jake Rose. That is quality. And then, of course, Nick Adams just got the members only jacket. Just got to get the logo made into an embroidery.
Always
and
good.
then it's on.
With the shoulder snaps and the pullback collar. Yeah,
Oh, right.
I was rocking that in 7th grade.
That's I was not.
Oh, I got a black one. Black jacket. I was a bad boy.
I had a Yankees jacket.
Yeah, my high school reunion was this weekend. And what I was made aware of by the other graduating members of our class is that I seemed to be the only person there that did not have any kind of regrettable hair or wardrobe choices in their entire life.
Ooh.
So I took that as high praise.
That's a hell of a streak.
From the Carmel High School class of blah, 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 blah. So
So you're fashion Ripken? That's not bad.
Apparently so. I mean, sweatshirts and jeans, timeless. But that's what we did. Now, I know that that's not true. Clearly, they're forgetting the Zubaz phase.
Oh.
But that was usually just for Spirit Days and stuff like that.
Yeah, so. I suppose for a Spirit today, or if you're a Road Warrior, I could let the Zubas go.
Right. But, and I was briefly with the Road Warriors.
Road Warrior Mike.
Road Warrior Mike.
Snack on danger, died on death, and this one's kind of sarcastic.
Right. This guy's got a mouth on him.
He's lippy.
They let me polish Rocco's carrying case.
And we're gonna break you in half at Starcade. Tell him, Mike.
Oh, you're gonna get it now. Look out for those guys.
Let me tell you something, Mulkey Brothers.
Oh shit. So, oh yeah, I did want to say I have this ready. We are on this. This is on standby for us. Technical difficulties.
Such a bad omen. That's such a bad omen that you got it ready ahead of time.
Right. It is prepared. Right. All afternoon long, I've been getting, "Hey, we need to upgrade your operating systems" messages from my computer, and every time I do that, I have a small amount of equipment that I run my audio stuff through. And it just kicks it out. Like the computer can't find it when that comes up. So if that happens, if suddenly Mike stops talking but his lips are still moving, you're not having a stroke. I just have to real quick stop and get the earbuds going. But we're gonna ride it as long as we can. Mark was having his normal weird audio stuff going. It is a cursed evening here at the What's on Joe Mind compound. We had a big thunderstorm just roll through, and everything has been weird all day. So we'll see how long we can take this with the actual setup. We had so many slides tonight, so much going on in the PowerPoint. I have to present it a different way. Like that's how much is going on. So yeah, it's good times.
In a weird way, kudos to Hasbro for having so much new stuff that hadn't been spoiled or that we didn't already know about, that we actually have a pretty thick deck to present.
Right. Rachel Ricketts Mendoza, with the proper mindset, be prepared and you won't need it. See?
Yeah, we don't get ready, we stay ready.
That's what we're trying to do. It's what we're accomplishing here. I got to make sure that should Papa Bear's sound go out, that all the baby bears don't freak out on him. That's what I'm saying.
And run around like Steeler. Ah!
Mike's lost his life, and we've gone to the devil.
Ah!
We've died and gone to the devil. My favorite.
Bizarro Supergirl, in answer to your other question, nope, haven't seen him.
Never answer questions that are not on the screen. Come on now. You know this.
Yeah, but it's already gone now.
And like
just
that.
For everybody following at home, because Racktime Rob forgot what he has to do.
I don't care.
Have any of you seen the retro classified Zartan or Storm Shadow at a Walmart store? No. Have I been in a Walmart store in the last 4 weeks? Also, no. So, in fairness, I can't pile on distribution problems because I haven't been checking.
Yeah. But I did find this guy.
Oh, look at that. Blue Manta.
Save it for the end of the show, rookie. Jesus.
I'm just sowing the seeds of anarchy.
I'm going to bounce you out of here like Phil, and I'm not going to let you back in.
We can replace him with Colin.
That's right. Colin is ready. Colin is prepared.
Get Colin in. Boot Rob before we do the reviews. I want to see Colin hate everything.
Oh. Well, what do you say? We've wasted enough of the people's time. We have a big main event tonight. Let's get into community calendar.
Plug the damn show. 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 Plug the damn show.
Lag was so bad on that, I didn't know it started. Like I caught the last 2 seconds at the end. This is not going well. Just everybody be ready. This isn't going well.
This is not a drill, people.
This is probably the wrong side to do the subscribe call to action bit. So I'm just going to pass it. We're just going to go into community calendar because we're living on a prayer, folks.
Right. Hey man, if we want to get through the show in about 48 minutes, let me know. I'll take the controls.
Right.
with no wham button, we'll be done in half an hour.
Yeah.
Right. And we'll be monetized.
Mm-hmm.
First up, it's the Great Ohio Toy Show in Xenia, Ohio. Xenia, Ohio, Warrior State.
Mm-hmm.
That is on Saturday, October 7th. So still a week out, right?
Yeah.
That's a big show. 600 dealers from across the country and 7 buildings. $5 to get in. Kids 12 and under are free. Early bird gets you an hour early for 10. Parking is free. They got wacky food trucks out there for you so you won't starve to death. And all that other good stuff. Check it out. Big one. If you're anywhere close to southwestern Ohio, this is the show to be at. It's a big regional type show in Xenia.
So if you have less than 13 kids, they get in free?
Fewer than 13 children gets in free, yes.
Awesome. Let me count. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, that's you. Like if you round it up to the dog and the cat, you're only at 4.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And frankly, I can't handle it when people count their dogs and cats as kids. So you really only have 2.
My fur babies.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, try claiming them on your taxes.
Right. I don't
see what
need,
happens.
I don't need my dog or cat feeling like they're my child.
Yeah.
I need my dog or cat to be like my drinking buddy. I need them to process through that childhood thing because I have to share my beer with them.
I got a snake. One time I fed it some beer.
Oh. But, Diana Davis asked that nachos are basically a kind of salad. They are, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's in a hearty cheese dressing. But
Yeah,
yes.
you can even get lettuce on it if you want. So
The lettuce is just crunchy corn.
Andrew Galgan asks, how do we know that it is actually great? At the very least, you can go with great as a size moniker. Again, 600 tables, dealers from across the country in 7 buildings. The Great Ohio Toy Show is, if you're thinking of the term great meaning large, there is no denying that it is large.
Mm-hmm.
So at the very least, you can apply it that way.
Or maybe great refers to Ohio. It's from Great Ohio. It's just toy show. But
Right. AbsorbVid says that Sergeant C. Nugs is upset for not playing the new ones. He says, watch out. Look, I told you, we're just giving it a couple of weeks. We got a lot to talk about. We got to, when things start to slow down, I can start working in new community calendar intros again. Because frankly, they're getting to the point where they deserve their own 5 minutes of discussion.
yeah, and tonight's show is being held together by a wire hanger and aluminum foil. So maybe we
Right.
don't want to debut some new mind-breaking
Right.
community calendar. Although if it involves Staff Sergeant Cino's chasing somebody else, I'm all for it. Because that guy's been on my ass for about a month.
Wreckship85 asks, would you want to go to the Just Okay Ohio Toy Show?
How about
He
the
makes a valid point.
Ohio versus the World toy show?
Look, I got to tell you, there's enough toy dealers in Ohio. Shoot, there's enough Ohio toy dealers that I know personally that even the small ones usually have something. There's one state that I know you're probably not going to be disappointed at a toy show. It's Ohio.
Especially
Shouldn't
that corner of Ohio.
Shouldn't it be the Ohio State toy show?
Well, it is
technically?
the Great Ohio Toy Show.
Okay, fair enough.
Please don't
Look, it's right.
encourage them.
It's right there on the screen. Matt Rubin says, I'd go to the disastrous Ohio Toy Show if it were closer. Well, all right.
Wrong end
That'd
of
be
Ohio.
awesome. Somebody puts a pretty bad toy show. the rinky-dink Ohio Toy Show.
The just rotten Ohio Toy Show.
The dump ass Ohio Toy Show. No, this is the great Ohio Toy Show.
Get your con crud Ohio Toy Show.
I think that's just par for the course.
Yeah, it could be.
The
Absorbed
no
Lego
charge
Ohio
though.
Toy Show.
Absorbed
No charge.
he's in Dayton. They do have a lot of toy shows. Yeah, we know. We're there at a lot of them.
Dayton, Ohio, home of proud Texan Roger Clemens.
Is that for tax purposes or?
That's where he's born.
Yeah.
I could go into my Roger Clemens impression, but it would require way too much setup.
Does it require you throwing something at Rob and saying you thought it was a baseball?
Right.
It's even better.
Which didn't make sense either, but whatever.
We were all just along for the ride that day.
Yeah.
Next up, hey, we're going to switch states. The Indiana Toy and Comic Expo is the next week on October 15th. That is from 10 to 4. It is $8 to get in the door. That is down south of y'all, the Monroe County Convention Center in Bloomington, Indiana. You can get all the details at indianatoyandcomicexpo.com.
Free parking?
I would guess
yeah.
so. I would guess so.
Is there a statue of Heim Bloom there?
Why would there be?
I don't know. Just saying. Who else would be in Bloomington?
There's a statue of former Chancellor Herman Wells.
Ooh.
He had a long and prolific stand-up career that not many people remember these days.
Which one, Bloom or Wells?
Doesn't matter.
Eh,
It's kind of a crap joke, but so it really doesn't matter.
no, I like it either way.
I mean, Heim Bloom might be in attendance. He's not doing anything else.
He's got some free time.
He's got some time to burn. If he's into toys,
He's busy taking the fall for the Red Sox.
He'll trade you a Mookie Betts rookie for a quarter.
if he's in, then we invite him to the Indiana Toy and Comic Expo.
Mhm.
Again, indianatoyandcomicexpo.com has all of your details. Diana Davis says, it's not great in Indiana. Well, you be that way then. Thank you,
What a shot.
lady.
But she's not wrong. Anyway,
She's 100% correct.
Maybe you should go home, Stuart. Go home.
Speaking on behalf of the Indiana contingent of What's on Joe Mind. Yeah, that's true.
I'll trade you New England for it.
No.
I'll
No.
trade you New England.
We're sending that back to old England.
I'll trade you New England and a Mad Marauders barbecue.
That's not helping you.
No, actually, that trade's on hold.
Yeah. Somebody actually, the guy who wrote in last week saying he would buy it for Mark, he actually did write in.
Mm-hmm. I got a bid on it.
Right.
I mean, a winning bid. I'm not.
We got some movement going. Yeah.
Trust me, when someone offered actual cash for it, I wasn't like, let me play the market.
New wins are a transpiring.
I didn't even ask if they were dollars. It might be pesos.
Right. It doesn't really matter. No.
Oh, there it goes.
No. Just boop.
See you.
Yeah, that really is. That's the winner for Indiana right there. Kokomo Toys. And after that, all things are secondary. All things. If other local toy shops want to be not secondary, then they can sponsor us like Kokomo Toys does.
Mm-hmm.
Philip Donnelly notes, we all saw Parks and Rec, Diana. Well, you know what? If Southern Indiana was as great as Parks and Rec made it out to be, I'd probably want to live there.
Yeah.
But it's not.
I mean, Bloomington is the best spot. But
Yeah, it is. Beautiful country. Make no mistake. Very green.
home of Mother Bear's Pizza.
Sure. I didn't go to school there.
Yeah.
I am the one member of my generation of my family that does not have a degree from Indiana University. However, I am the one member of my generation of my family that is employed at Indiana University.
They're kind of taking it out on you.
Whatever.
Taking it kind of personal.
Bizarro Supergirl asks, how's my fellow how's player Joe Colton doing lately? She's fine. We've been in touch. She's still on maternity leave. She's still trying to get returning to work sorted out into a regular kind of schedule. But I'm sure we'll have more in-depth updates. There's nothing to talk about. She's just still real busy.
I mean, it's not like she's just stuck in the house, though, right?
Right. No.
She is borderline thriving, running around the internet in a slave girl Leia outfit.
Right. Like she's back doing her thing, and
Yeah.
and she's having to work on top of that. So we're certainly not going to throw our dumb 2-bit slime show in the way of what makes her happy. And so getting back on the cosplay horse was first and foremost on her docket, and that is fine. We stand behind that.
And if any of you, guys or gals, whatever, 2.5 months after having a baby, want to rock a slave Leia outfit in public, more power to you.
Not you, Phil.
No.
Phil had a tough pregnancy.
Right.
Odds are, if Phil got pregnant, he would give birth on a roller coaster. So,
right. But let's all raise a candle for little Sebastian. I'll toast little Sebastian instead.
Sebastian. Or we'll all light a pixelated candle for little Sebastian.
Right.
poor Phil.
Next up. Oh, God. Hey, here's that Washington State toy show we were telling you about.
Look at that lineup.
Dude.
Right. That is all former What's on Joe Mind guests. This is the What's on Joe Mind guest reunion. Bill Ratner, Mary McDonald Lewis, Michael Bell, BJ Ward, Neil Ross, all be at the Washington State Toy Show on October 21st. That is at www.watoyshow.com. That's at the Clark County Events Center in Vancouver, Washington. And as Jake Rose said, hey, 10% off you at his booth if you're wearing a What's on Joe Mind shirt. So, hey, it couldn't hurt.
Mm-hmm.
You still got plenty of time to get that shirt in. I made an order and got all my stuff within a week last week. So I got my coffee mug and I got my magnets for the fridge to hold up Mark's Christmas card. And I got my not quite done so well shirt that, frankly, it's the first time that's happened that I've been made aware of. So I would say odds are in your favor that it won't happen to you either, you too. But still, check out all of our fun designs. It's at our TeePublic link that is down below in the comments. Yeah, even Jake Rose says his took less than 2 weeks, and you got like 4 weeks before this. So head on over, get yourself a What's on Joe Mind shirt, or wear the one you've already bought, rather, and get on out to this great G.I. Joe reunion show at the Washington State Toy Show. Mark Weber. You going to get out to this? You're going to try?
Man, my kind of show, and Vancouver's barely over the border. If I was in Bend, I would strongly consider this one.
I'd say you're going to try and fake a trip to Bend to get out for this?
Sadly, I'm not. There's lots of good reasons to go to Bend. But actually, my mom's coming out to visit. That'd be pretty ballsy for me to go visit Bend while she's
Mom,
out
watch
here.
the house.
I know where I'm staying.
Watch the house. I got to go to Bend.
I've never pulled that one. That's a pretty good gag, but no. Bend is, when am I going? Next February, skiing Mount Bachelor.
Okay.
So look for me then. I'll be the guy going down the hill like this.
Oh no! Diana Davis notes that BJ, Neil, and Mike will also be at ToonCon in Burbank. I don't have any emails about ToonCon in Burbank, so
I haven't heard of that one.
That would be a good one to maybe send to us, and then I can put it in community calendar.
We're gonna file that under hearsay.
Right. I sometimes I have to do things on my few days off, so I don't have a whole lot of time to search for this stuff myself. That's why it's called community calendar.
Somebody pointed out online that there's probably an issue with Duke trying to date Scarlett on the cartoon because he's E8 and she's E5. So you got a sergeant with a master sergeant putting the Mac moves on her. And some kind of hinky about that.
I mean, they're both enlisted, so it's not. They're not crossing lines like Flint and Lady J were.
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
I mean, it's more. It's the more. It's more up and up than that situation. That's for sure.
I never thought about that.
I think
Look at
technically
Flint.
Flint's enlisted as well.
I mean,
even though he's a warrant officer.
Technically, sure, but there's some lines there.
I mean, they sparked quite a bit. Maybe Lady J was using Flint, climbing up the ladder. Never know.
It's possible.
Never know.
Possible. She was in charge of a lot of stuff for an E4, so
That's true.
You know. Hey, Mark. Justin Jeffrey wants to know, how do you get to Burbank?
From here, you go a little bit south and a whole lot west.
I think he was more concerned with the specific highways.
Oh, well, I'm sure the 95 is involved, probably, at least for the south part of it. But
no, that's jammed.
The 95, God damn, that thing's long.
It's jammed.
It's gonna get jammed somewhere.
From Bend, Oregon, you would go south on Highway 97.
But Doug Gello knows this, where Snake Eyes and Scarlet belong to you. It's because they're same ranks. There's nobody's pulling rank on anybody in the Snake Eyes Scarlet situation.
Right.
It's all on the up and up.
Yeah, and if Scarlet tells Snake Eyes what to do, he doesn't complain.
Yeah.
Unless he goes.
It depends on where you're coming from. It's right by the 5. I mean, the 5 is definitely jammed.
Yeah, perma-jammed.
Totally.
They're doing some work on the 5 this century.
It'll be free in 2140.
Right.
So remember, visit Jake Rose's booth at the Washington State Toy Show. He'll give you 10% off. You're wearing What's on Joe Mind gear, which I am not.
Mm-mm.
So I would pay full price. I'm on the show. I would pay full price.
Maybe you could take one of those show magnets and stick it to the plate in your head, and that would count.
I would probably forget that on account of the plate in my head, though.
Could be.
Yeah. Sometimes I forget to talk about the plate in my head on account of the plate in my head.
Sometimes when you're sleeping, Ragtime Rob likes to serve food off the plate in your head. It's creepy, but okay.
It's a hot plate. You get it just right. It warms things.
Right? In the summertime, you can keep your grilled cheese warm.
I can heat up soup.
And of course, at the end of October, or beginning of November 3rd and 4th, in downtown Des Moines, Disassembly Required is happening this year. That is actually the 12th edition of the annual Assembly Required Iowa GIJoe convention. That is in downtown Des Moines at the Hy-Vee Hall, because that's right, Des Moines is for lovers.
Because Low V Hall was booked?
Yes.
Is there a Low V?
I'm not sure. I just can't look at this without seeing dis ass.
I mean, we're not here to tell you what's supposed to turn you on, Mark. We're not we don't shame on this program.
That's good marketing.
We don't shame here on What's on Joe Mind.
Come see dis ass Assembly Required. Yeah. It's a good time.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
I'm not sure if that's Sartan's sexy look or not, but
it's that come hither stare.
It's that cold slither stare, pretty sure.
I have no music to add to that would make that say I have nothing. I had to pull all my music because Mark gets us demonetized.
That's it.
So
I'm good at that.
Yeah.
It's my secondary military specialty.
Yeah, Nomad's Wandering says the Low V is by downtown. It's shady AF.
Right. You can take the LCV to the Low V.
But remember, their special hotel rates end October 22nd. So if you're going to book this one, do it soon. Get yourself out to Des Moines. It's a great show year after year after year. A GIJoe specific show. This is not some weird toy show. They have all kinds of cool stuff to show off as well. They put together as part of their show package, like a thick cardboard stock shack display that you can put all your dreadnoughts in. With all these dreadnoughts on the way, that's a useful prop for coming up.
Mm-hmm.
So get yourself out to Des Moines. It's for lovers.
Plus, it shamed Hasbro into adopting thicker cardboard stock. So good for them.
Knock on wood. I mean, will it really be thick enough? We don't know, because the stuff they've got is so thin that, like, being thicker than that.
If they use the ones for the card stock that they use for the retro carded Marvel Legends, that stuff would stop a bullet.
Right. I would feel good about. I think card stock that thick saved Teddy Roosevelt.
Right.
You know, that's what he had his speech written on. Anyways, little history joke.
Be nice to see Joe get the same kind of love from a packaging construction standpoint as those other less profitable lines.
Right. Which is to say, all of them.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Just about all of them. Anywho, that's about it for community calendar. Unless somebody out there's got new ones that they can't send us emails for.
Bring us all of your notifications.
Email still works.
Just saying. Yeah, what's on JoeMind@gmail.com.
I gotta say, that chicken nugget does a lot of retreating.
I mean, that's a C-Nug.
Community calendar.
The 4 or 5. It's jam!
She knows.
Get back on that. I'm your host, my dear Darren.
That's our email. What's on JoeMind@gmail.com. Yeah, just whatever. You got a local show, we'll do it. You have anything you want to share with us, whether it's a custom work or toy photography. You got some cosplay stuff you're working on. Bring it to us. We will happily display. We'll do a community corner if you give us a community corner.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we'll call it something as dumb as community corner, but you get what I'm saying. You make it
That's
happen.
just a placeholder.
Right. You make it happen, and then we'll flesh out ideas. I need to know there's material first.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, for catching us on Facebook tonight, thank you. Go ahead and give us a heart or a thumbs up or a little huggy guy. We do love little huggy guy. Anything to make those metrics work on that site. If you're catching us here on YouTube, thank you. That is the way you can help us the most, by watching us here on YouTube. Give us a thumbs up. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. If you want to hit that little bell thing, fine. But we're pretty easy to find, right? Tuesdays at 9:05ish, and we're going to be here. But that is what you can do. We've had some pretty good growth. I haven't, like, it's funny. I don't know what spurs you guys to subscribe to us and what doesn't, but it seems like the more I ask, the less you do it. So I'd really like to not ask you at all. So just all we're asking for is a couple extra clicks. Put us in your Facebook group, put us on your Reddit pages. Just hit some buttons for us and we'll all be thrilled. We made $11 in ad revenue last month. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah,
that'll get us some C-Nugs.
We each get 3 and Joe gets 2. That's how it works. Wait. That's how it works.
I'd give Phil 2 before.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
I mean, Phil did the work, right?
He's gonna spend it on another popcorn ad though, right?
Yeah.
Come on.
Look, I'm not here. I don't tell Phil how to spend his money. I am not here to tell Phil that he is spending his money incorrectly.
I said another popcorn ad, and Colin voices displeasure by turning around.
Yeah. I understand. I get where he's coming from too.
Yeah.
But whatever. I'm sure you have some hobby that Phil would never spend $2 on.
It's probably true.
I mean, cat food for one.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Colin wants the ad filled with tender victuals.
Right. In other words, let the boy buy the ad. He ain't gonna hurt it.
Oh Lord. So what do you say? Let's roll into the meat of today's show. We've wasted enough of the public's time. They're here to watch some recap. Not first impression recaps. We did get you. We were the first ones out of the gate, myself and our good friend Hooded Cobra Commander 788. We got you on Friday live. But as we say in the comments there, we've had a chance to sleep and think about it and perhaps drink too much and sober up and then sleep again. So here, now we're going to give you our thought out and reasoned recap of last Friday's Hasbro PulseCon GIJoe panel in a little segment we call the news. Yeah, that lagged so hard that I didn't see it until the very end. We're living on a prayer. Bon Jovi warming up in the wings.
So far, so good.
Nothing's died yet. But anyways, we got some other stuff to get to before that. So first news item. That's right. On Kickstarter, creating GIJoe Volume 13 is well underway. That is funding through October 9th at 3 a.m. I'm not sure what's up with that, but hey, let's just say October 8th gets it done. It is Volume 13 of this exhaustive book series. Lots of great pre-production art and notes on the creation of everybody's favorite 3 3/4 action figure line.
Yeah, go get you some.
All right, there we go. I was trying not to hog all the air.
Yeah. Look, it ain't like volumes.
I thought things froze.
It's not like volumes 1 through 12 just barely got by, right? These things roll. So if you got 1 through 12, go get 13. If you don't have one yet, hop in. This thing's killing it.
Yeah, you don't need to have the first 12 editions to be able to follow along. They're really not in chronological order at all. It's more I think it's in the order of how quickly Dan could obtain things to put in the book. So it does jump around a little bit, and each volume is full of cool little chock full of cool little tidbits to share and impress your friends with your GIJoe knowledge. Going back through all the important parts of creating GIJoe.
There you go. Nobody does it better.
So again, through October 9th. So make sure you just get your pledge in before October 8th. And everything should be hunky-dory, as they say on the streets. Next news item. Hey, speaking of Kickstarter books, Total Hacks 2 from our friends Brian Hickey and Patty Lennon, now funding through October 22nd. I don't know the exact time on that. It's probably some weird oddball time too. I don't know. They're in Ireland though, so they got an excuse.
6 a.m. Greenwich Mean.
This is the chronicles the more recent additions to the breakout toy line from our friends at Boss Fight Studio, Vitruvian Hacks. Brian and Patty have done lots of good work with them, and this is compiling a lot of it into one handy coffee table book style volume. First one went over like gangbusters, so we're back for more. There's all kinds of cool stretch goals involved with this one too, so be sure to head over to Kickstarter, check that one out.
I'm digging that half elf in the lower right, who's obviously a big X-Men fan because she's got the Rogue cosplay pretty much down. So well played.
Right. And you got the right to the half elf's top left there is a dude in Dockers.
Yep, a disapproving substitute teacher or whatever.
He looks tired.
Yeah,
that's pretty well par for the course with substitute teachers. So
nice Rogue cosplay. Now do your homework.
Just keep your voice down, and I'll show Ghostbusters 2 during study hall.
That's it.
Yeah, so you could take the segment off the Superstation, but you can't take the Superstation out of the segment. Next news item. Hey, while we're talking about crowdfunding, Join the Navy from Heavy Armor Toys is in backer kit. This Kickstarter was successful. There's 5 basic figures to choose from. There's some different designs on those figures. Check it out at In the Navy Action Figures with -backerkit.com. You can also check out their other offerings at hatoys.ecrater.com. Lots of cool stuff. If you're just in love with O-ring style 3 3/4 action figures, as a lot of folks are these days, this is another great line. It's going to be compatible with all the other cool stuff that's coming out in the next couple of years. More of the realistic bent on the heavy armor toys line, though. They're giving you sailors, they're giving you soldiers to fit in with your more traditional GI Joe types, I suppose. But check them out. They're going to continue compiling funds and unlocking figures as they collect through the backer kit.
Put them on your flag.
Right, Mark, you were in for a few of these, weren't you?
Yeah, a couple of the blues and ketchup, mustard, and relish.
That's right.
So bring it on.
That's right. Flight crew in 3 different colors.
That's right. As Captain Tennille used to say, get it on.
Did Captain and Tennille say that?
No, it was Captain Tennille from the Most Extreme Elimination Challenge. Get it on. That's kind of his thing.
All right. I'll take your word for it.
No, you have to take my word for it. Look it up.
That's
All right, later.
That sounds like work.
Yeah, it's a good time though.
I could just go to the TV and turn on Wipeout reruns.
Yeah, Wipeout's kind of wannabe NXT, but it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
So last time Jericho was good. Oh, was he on
Wipeout?
Wipeout?
No.
Oh, he was on BattleBots. Sorry.
Was he?
Yeah, he totally was.
All right. Speaking of which, I've been waiting for the new season of that to start.
To see if Bronco can take out.
Look, man, all I'm saying is Thursday nights,
Eliminator.
I'm working overnights and there's no wrestling on Thursdays. So I need something to fill those post-football hours, and BattleBots was really good for that last year.
Hey,
So
man, my son Derek loved BattleBots, so
BattleBots is fantastic. You're just watching little robots zoom around and beat the piss out of one another.
anything that gets these cooking shows and Masked Singer off my TV. Not my call, by the way.
I think last night was the premiere of Kitchen Nightmares. Were they in on that one?
No, they haven't. I don't think they want people to be mean. They want them to be nice. So.
See, I don't mind Kitchen Nightmares because those are people that need to be yelled at.
Yeah, that's fair.
I am good with Kitchen Nightmares.
The only thing I'm taking away from Masked Singer is when they're making their guesses, they're always like, "I think it's Tom Cruise," and I'm like, "Yeah, I don't think he's coming on Masked Singer." Not that he can't sing, but
he can't sing. But GIJoe has got to go. Have a good night, sir. Thank you for joining us.
appreciate you spending part of your evening with us.
Right. I assume that's a man. I don't know. These handles can mean anything.
True.
Do we know that Matt Rubin is in fact a Matt Rubin? We don't.
He might
Never
be
met-
Matricia.
never met him in
Might be Matricia. We don't know.
Right? I don't know. We're not here to judge.
Well, yes, but not the listeners and the fans. We're here to judge the toys.
Right. Travels and conversations. Namaste, brothers from India. Hello. So excited that the Joe line has come such a long way from 2021. Now it's the best 6-inch line, which guarantees so many awesome future releases. Well, we hope so. And welcome to the program. We appreciate you joining us.
Is that a challenge from the Namaste brothers? Because we'll take them.
We will absolutely take them, especially with the three of us working on Freebird rules.
Yeah.
Oh my God. We'll waste them.
Namaste brothers, you're gonna wish you never heard our names. Tell them, Mike.
Namaste, brothers. You are headed for a world of pain. Anyway, next news item.
Do.
While we're talking backer kits, we would be remiss to not mention Legends of the Hidden Force. They are also in backer kit. They're also, well, they've unlocked quite a bit. They're basically pre-selling everything they've got available. Be sure to check out the finer details on our past episodes. Episode 256, Special Edition 84, has everything you need to know about Legends of the Hidden Force. We go in depth on the characters. We talk a little bit more about what they've got. Special Edition 84 is going to be more about what's going on with the current version of the campaign. So be sure to check those out if you need more details. You can always look them up too. They're on Facebook. Or you can check out the backer kit. Just log into backer kit. Legends of the Hidden Force with all the hyphens. .backerkit.com. Mark, you were in on this too, weren't you?
I love the gradient ninja down there. I think he's one of my favorite designs in any Kickstarter ever. I think he's phenomenal.
Yeah, he is pretty great. I think that one's. I certainly made sure that he was in the group of figures that I am picking up out of my Kickstarter pledge. Rob, were you in on this one?
No, I think I had to do something with my money then.
Right, you had to spend money and not pledge one of the 17 Kickstarters that were going on at the time. I get that.
I'm glad nobody launched like a brand new figure Kickstarter this month, because this month was a bitch.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah, there's problems with this month.
Yeah, I kept hearing this noise, and I finally figured out it was my wallet tapping out.
I give.
I heard a gunshot. It was my wallet ending it all.
Right.
Stop, you bastards! Stop spending. Oh goodness. GIJoe says, "Hello, what's on Joe Mind?" And we say, "Hello."
Hello, Miss Lady.
Right. Again, there too. I think that's a guy. I don't know for certain. We can't. We don't know these people personally. Like I'm confident Diana Davis is a lady. I've met Diana Davis.
We've met Diana Davis.
Yes,
we know Diana Davis. We're pretty confident Phil is a guy. We've met Phil.
Mm-hmm.
But some of the rest of you, we don't know. And that's fine. We're not judging. It's fine.
Not yet, but pretty soon we'll get to the judging portion of the show.
I believe that in less politically correct times, that was known as the swimsuit portion of the program.
That's right.
That's right.
The swimsuit. So it's not question and answer.
Beachhead in a tasteful one piece.
That's how it should be.
Hmm.
That guy don't need to be flaunting no bikini.
He also hasn't shaved his armpits. Period.
Yeah, not to mention
ever
the scars.
Yeah,
just all the scars. Anyway, we have everybody in the live chat questioning their identity. They're all making sure to stamp out for certain. Anyways, we're terrible people.
It's not where I expected the show to go, but that's okay.
No, but hey, this is us doing something positive for society. I think it's good to stop and ask yourself the important questions once in a while. So I think we're all right. Really, and coming back full circle, I think this will all be okay.
But it also might come to a crashing halt at any second now.
Right.
Yeah.
Next news item.
Live in the moment.
Hey, look at that. Remember, we do have our first blush live GIJoe reactions, or first blush live reactions to the GIJoe panel from last Friday's Hasbro PulseCon. That is featuring me and our good friend Brian, Hooded Cobra Commander 788. He popped in and spent about an hour and a half, and we went concurrent with the Hasbro Pulse panel. So if you figure out a way to watch both at the same time, that's probably the best way to take all that in. As the Hasbro Pulse panel blabs away and we blab away on top of it. But hey, it's worked for us. People seem to enjoy those, so we'll do them whenever we can.
It's as close as you can get to having a Hooded Cobra Commander on the PulseCon panel.
Right. Mark was supposed to be there, but he had a last-minute scheduling conflict, which is to say he skipped out on us.
Mm-hmm. And then you traded up. Well done.
Then, I decided, well, if the honcho can't be here, I'll get somebody that people want to actually see.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. Meanwhile, I was laying down the law at after school care on Friday at Barrington Christian Academy. Let me tell you.
That's right.
Hey, you got to come with me. I'm totally made up name, Sarah. Sarah, the rest of the kids are going. You have to come with me. Thinking out loud in my head, how am I going to fix this? And then I went with, hey, Sarah, if I beat you to the kitchen, I'm going to draw a picture of you with your head as a tomato. And that friggin' worked. Ooh, she got moving. So I got to remember that one. Apparently that's a good threat for a second grader.
And so did you just give the name Sarah because that's her name?
No. I protected that one.
All right.
The other one, though. Yeah, we'll go with that.
He earned that ire.
We had stories on pre-show, and as Mark will tell you, pre-show is the best show.
It is the best show. Get your subscription now. Sign up for our Patreon. It's only $1,000 a month. We only need one subscriber.
Right. Having a pre-show on Patreon would imply that we were here more than 10 minutes before the show started at any one point.
Yeah, but that's why it's so good, is all the hilarity is condensed.
And
right?
let me also state that for the most part,
all killer, no filler.
For the most part, Racktime Rob and I are here well in advance of the 9:05 start time. Mm-hmm. So it's not everybody who's showing up last minute.
Mm-hmm. Just a couple people.
Right. But then again, some people actually have real world responsibilities and
we're really sorry for them.
Yeah, we do. We feel bad. We feel bad.
I showed up twice for the show.
Right.
Appreciate it.
There is always the inevitable Mark has to restart the computer deal.
Yeah, I do the celebrity walk-in, the Steve Martin preamble through Weekend Update, and then I actually dial it.
Right. It's Mark shows up and we see him, we wave, and he's like,
yeah.
It's really more like the George Costanza walk-on to the Merv Griffin apartment of Kramer.
Right. And then Mark has to reboot. So that's usually how our evening begins when we all get together. And then it's with Joe Colton. When Joe Colton is here, it's Joe Colton shows up, and then we tell her to go get her headphones, and she yells at us for a couple minutes.
That's right.
And then she may or may not get her headphones. It's always kind of touch and go. When Phil is guesting, Phil is usually the first one here. Phil is damn professional.
Yep, pros pro.
Which is why we bust Phil in the balls.
That's it. We punish him for
it. Phil Donnelly, if you're looking for a guest host on your podcast, and because I know half of our audience has its own podcast, Phil Donnelly is the pros pro.
Yeah.
We're all available. Nobody asks us because they know what they're getting with us. 2-bit slime persona.
That's what we're talking about.
But Phil, consummate pro.
Mm-hmm.
Say that without sarcasm, the consummate professional.
Yeah. But ironically, Biff McHonky-Donk, total a-hole.
And then Dustin Jeffrey notes, then Phil gets kicked off 7 times. Exactly.
Is that a record?
Something like I wasn't counting. I wasn't shooting for any particular number. But anyways, after we're done tonight, if you absolutely have to have more, go check this out. I would say go check it out anyway. You don't have to do it tonight. But we got lots of PulseCon 2023 content, not just tonight, but also this show we did last Friday. We got to start over. Bart just showed up.
Okay, good.
I'm going to call BS on that. If that was actually rewind, it would have gone backwards.
Oh yeah, but look, man, I have running gags. I can only do what I can do.
Fresh start.
Dennis Fleming says, but we're a gold bile of slime.
Okay.
All right, fair enough. Anyways, getting into the panel itself, we got some name-only reveals.
Woohoo.
At very beginning of the panel, they gave us Metalhead, and you see he's got a little asterisk. We'll get to him. Night Creepers, Cobra Ferret, Naugahyde, Retro-Carded Beachhead, Retro-Carded Eel, and the Retro-Carded Snow Serpent. And so, nice offerings for just names. Clearly, the support of this channel is firmly in one corner. Not that these aren't all great possibilities. But the question was posed almost immediately via instant message. Is this the beginning of Beach Party 24? Oh, good Lord. Come on, guys. Give me a little bit of a break. Although Beach Party 24 would probably be the less expensive one to pursue.
Yeah.
But wow.
Wasn't that beachhead pretty damn retro though?
It was pretty close.
I'm thinking maybe it just doesn't have bright green accessories.
Right. I like all they really have to do is redo the vest and put the more traditional camo pattern on the pants, and you pretty well got it set.
And not have Play-Doh green accessories.
Yeah, it's an easy one for them to cover and say that they're touching a base, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I get it.
Touching your base.
Right. Will Retro Beachhead come with a swappable crotch broken and not? I hope not.
That'd be awesome if they included a second pre-broken crotch.
pre-broken groin.
Or just a little bit, right?
We'll slide it in, slide it out.
That's it.
Look, I maintain, everybody, that the waist piece on the beachhead is not the most commonly broken piece. That's the ammo pack. Remember, ammo pack is the tough one. But Matt Rubin showing his preference. Cobra Ferret. If somebody's going to give us audio cues, then I'm going to take those.
Mm-hmm.
We're not proud on this show.
I kind of like it because they haven't offered a vehicle without a driver, right? That's
True.
neat.
True. I mean, we don't know the full. Maybe the Cobra Ferret will be coming with a Night Creeper. We don't know.
I guess it's possible.
That would be pretty crummy.
Yeah, but most people put the twins on the Ferret anyway, right?
Right.
So
sure, why not?
Okay. And sometimes I'm not saying they wouldn't have put a quality figure on it, but odds are it would have been some kind of repaint or I don't want to say half-assed, but I don't think you were getting Raptor on the Cobra Ferret, right?
An item count saving figure. We'll leave it at that.
Absolutely.
Maybe a Cobra Trooper. Get another one out there.
Yeah. So the fact that it's coming by itself, which will keep the price down, because a smallish vehicle like that, if the price is low enough, collectors might buy multiples.
Right.
So I like it. I think it's a good move.
Road Pig John, Retro Beachhead, hell yeah.
If y'all want a Retro Beachhead, give me a hell yeah. What?
Hank Perry asks, wasn't the Ferret also an Iron Grenadier?
The Ferret
yeah,
was.
the Demon Driver.
The Demon Driver, sure. But maybe the Ferret will come with a Ferret.
Pet Ferret.
And maybe he'll have
Inception.
Andrew Cowgan, hell yeah. You give it a hell yeah.
Yeah.
Justin Jeffries giving a hell yeah.
If Dr. No Good wants it, let me have an okay.
Will you have an A-okay? A-okay.
Actually, Duke's going to be A-okay. So.
That's right. He's out of the coma.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing great. That stab wound to the heart, to a gaping chest wound, he's fine.
He's totally going to be
marvelous.
He's Rack Time Rob, who are you looking forward to the most out of this bunch?
Well, let's see. I mean, the Retro Card Beachhead's nice because, no bright green accessories. I'm going to disqualify something on the list because it's not really a name I won't really reveal. But probably Naugahyde. I think that could be interesting.
Mark Weber?
None of these make me go nuts. They aren't anything I was dying waiting for, but
he's out. That's not acceptable. That's if Retro Carded Beachhead isn't making you go nuts, you don't have a place on this show.
Wow.
No,
but Mercer would have been. I got moved up. I said Mercer. I got
Mercer.
Just to make the hurt sting that much worse.
I wish Colin was awake. I'd bring him out to defend my honor, but like like I've always said, when I had a hand in it and when I didn't, if you're going to put out, one of the sequels, you got to do all three. If you would put out, one of the three classic dreadnoughts, you better do all three. And similarly, if you put out something that for whatever reason did not meet collector demand at all, make good on it. So I like that retro carded eel is coming out, because there's a lot of people that wanted eels, didn't get them, or didn't get as many as they wanted. So
right,
good on them for making good on that eel. That's my favorite.
Yeah, Derek Holloman's got a good point. Interested to see what they do with that Naugahyde pet. I think he's going to be a deluxe. I don't think there's good. You're not gonna skimp on the warthog, man. That's the best part of Naugahyde, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, he's gonna be a pet pack. Yeah.
Who doesn't want to pay $40 for a Naugahyde figure?
Well, not only that, they said Naugahyde and friends.
Third tier dreadnought.
A couple animals.
Look, is that fair? Third tier dreadnought?
I mean, second tier. Naugahyde had his run on the Deke show. But I would say, look, they got me excited about Crocmaster. So I'm not going to dismiss these animal guys. I'm excited. I'm all for it.
He better ride that boar like a warg.
If that boar has a saddle, I'm buying multiples.
Well, here's the thing. They said, okay, friends. There's more than one animal coming with them.
All right, that might make it work. Otherwise, that boar better come on a hydro sled, or I'm debating this guy.
Cobra
I'm thinking a meerkat that sounds like Nathan Lane. But anyway,
there you go. That sounds good.
Not bad. He can use them like a periscope.
But of course, everyone's wrong. The best one is retro carded beachhead. Then moving forward. We got into the digital renders.
Ooh, purdy.
Yeah, there's some good stuff going on here. We'll start. We'll go in the same order that they did on the show. First two that we got to see were Big Boa and Airborne. Let me just throw it out there early. Big Boa's a win because he's a guy who came with a helmet and they gave him an actual face,
which he's never had before, right?
No. I mean, really, he's Big Boa. There was Big Boa. And then people forgot about him. And now, because he's got kind of an oddball history, people like him.
Yeah.
Like, this is definitely a character that has found new life here in the modern day. I like it because they got this big muscled up dude. He looks like he's going to be larger than most of the figures in the line. And that looks like a nice base for a Road Pig figure to come down the line, too. Although, really, if they made Road Pig look like the freaking Incredible Hulk, I don't think it would bother me.
Nope.
But Firefly notes that they upside his body, but not his head or his boxing gloves. I mean, those look more like training gloves as opposed to boxing gloves proper. So I can forgive that. His head isn't necessarily going to be a lot bigger. Just because Mark and I have huge domes and we're tall doesn't mean that everybody who's tall has a huge dome. So
it is kind of the curse, though, of the molded helmet, is that they don't really take into account that there's a full-size human head under there, that the helmet has to be around, right? Everything should look like a motorcycle helmet, at least. So I get that.
Right.
I don't like that his head looks like it's a little tanner than his body. And again, these are digital renders, but and believe you me, I'm not going to call anybody out for being too pale. But
I have noticed that red background plays a little bit more with flesh tones than the blue one does for the Joes. So I think our eyes are being tricked a little bit.
Just gotta imagine Big Boa, a guy who works out that much, probably is interested in getting a little tan going on, right? I'm sure if he wanted a tanning bed, they would get him one.
That helmet is a tanning helmet, so he looks like George Hamilton.
So that's why only his head is tan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rachel Salinas asks, are Big Boa's wrapped hands in a fist, or will he be able to hold his weights? My guess is that the taped hands will probably be able to hold the weights. I would be shocked if they gave him two fists and then accessories that he had no way to hold. That would surprise me. Yeah. That would seem strange.
I can't wait to Lazy Bastard custom this into Strong Bad, right? That's going to be so easy.
You just take a big glob of Sculpey and throw it on the head, and there you go.
I mean, how many lucha heads are out there, right? Come on now.
Really, you could get like one of those plastic Easter eggs and just stick it on top
What's
there. And then,
No, I'll get like a Lucha Brothers 2-pack, and I'll make a Strong Bad, and I'll give Captain America something to do, right?
Moving on to Airborne, Michael Gene Fleming asks, what is the flat dome / disc-shaped item underneath Airborne's helmet and night vision goggles? And that's a good question. I don't have a good enough picture of it in front of me to check that out.
Yeah.
I would have to look more closely at it, to be honest with
you. I believe, and it could be wrong, but I believe it's a terrible beret. Like he doesn't know how to wear it, right? That he uses to annoy Flint.
It's an oven mitt.
Firefly says, hey, Hacho, a Hercules Hernandez tan is still a tan. Points for Hercules Hernandez reference.
I heard there's a Lost Mid-South interview where he was feuding with Jim Duggan, where on live TV he popped the double bicep and went 10 cc's of Decadurabolin right there. Okay, cool. Why don't you just give us the name of your steroid dealer while you're at it, Herc? Man.
Big Murray.
Anyways, so with Airborne, I like it. I dig it. I think this is a great figure. I have heard some complaints about the weapon. I don't care. But he's got a machine gun there with a suppressor and a removable stock or removable clip. He's got a knife. He's got a pistol. He's got his helmet. He's got his night vision goggles. He's got the mystery accessories. He's got separate normal goggles. Just a win. Just a good solid figure. Aren't we glad that we didn't go crazy when he wasn't included with the Dragonfly? Oh, wait, we did.
Yeah.
And that's not us. That's the fandom as a whole. We were actually pretty composed about the whole deal. Airborne was popular enough to be a solo release. Clearly, we knew what we were talking about. Didn't we?
There he is.
And look how well they've obscured that brutal chest cut.
Right. They just cover up with gear.
There you go.
Never a bad choice.
No,
And
it's
as
like
you know
it's
now,
like you. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
It's like you didn't need it in the first place.
And we are getting ever closer to Operation Mind Menace.
Toy Bounty Hunter says Big Boa starts and ends his sentences with "bro."
It's because you thick in the crotch, bro.
Thick in the crotch, bro.
He does. Yeah.
I tend to think he ends them more with a
Mongo likes candy.
something like that.
Big Boa merely pawn in grand game of life.
Remember that time Big Boa punched a horse?
But moving forward, the next two that they showed were Quick Kick and the Techno Viper. Also great looking figures. I remember on the live show, Brian expressed some concern that this wave of figures was getting pretty nipply. And I had to bring that up again. But Quick Kick looks outstanding. I can hear the complaints about the red backpack in my mind already.
Mm-hmm.
But frankly, again, nobody's identifying Quick Kick with his backpack. Shut up. I like that he's got different hands. I like that he's got the chop hand and the fist to go along with his open hands to hold weapons. I just dig that. That's a quality figure. I really dig Quick Kick there.
Fudgies.
And of course, Frozen Fudgy Bar.
2 heads. They didn't have to give us a second head, right? That's
no,
cool.
I mean, really, I wish they'd have given us a second head for like Barbecue or somebody that needs a face. But
my only worry here is about the nunchucks, because if they don't bend really, really well, they're kind of useless unless you're just going to do the Bruce Lee thing, right? Like,
yeah.
I would have preferred one set of nunchucks that actually had some kind of actual chain between them. That would have been pretty cool. But
sure, yeah, agreed. Did I haven't or I shouldn't say I haven't. I didn't catch it. Did they say that those are going to be plastic or? Did they give any kind of,
I don't
any kind of
remember
details on
hearing
that?
anything about that either. I know they said that they're going to store like on the back of his belt, so they must fold. So hopefully they're accommodating for.
Where they click in and hang down.
That sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah, totally a bad idea. He could be a little tanner, and that's coming from me.
Well, he doesn't have that George Hamilton helmet.
It's true. Maybe we can borrow Big Boa's helmet. fix
Right.
his
It's
head.
when you just
Yeah,
put
to
the head
fix
on,
it.
put the head on quick kick. He's not going to wear it all the time.
Weird
then-
that Techno Viper comes with a bow staff, but Quick Kick doesn't.
Sure, that's what that is. But Rachel Salinas notes from Hot Shots Part 2, where's this bow and arrow chicken?
That's a good call.
I love that movie.
It is a great movie.
Love
Great,
that.
better than the original, that's for certain.
Yes.
I don't know, man.
The original was one that made me laugh a lot.
When What's His Bucket climbs out of the crater his airplane made and gets hit by the ambulance and goes, Wendy, I can fly.
Look, I'm not saying the first one was bad. I loved the first one, but I
The
really
second one
loved
is-
the second one. I mean, but Techno Viper again in his normal garb, not looking all black and red like the guy who's going to come with the SMS. Because again, God forbid we think the Techno Viper is a sturdy enough player to get his own release. Everybody got to chill. Everybody got to relax.
Is that mid torso functional tube going to mess with the articulation of the brutal chest cut?
Maybe.
Look how hard they are trying to obscure it now. Like it was a mistake they're stuck with. Seriously, look at these guys.
Or like a prominent voice in the community keeps harping on it to draw attention to these things.
I like that guy.
He's a good guy. He's a quality guy.
Voice of reason. Tiresome.
I could take him or leave him.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, fair enough.
But he's got
He's an acquired taste.
he's got a sidearm. He's got his full accoutrement of tools attached to the backpack there. It would have been nice to see those tools separated from the backpack. But whatever.
What the hell is that weird Lego piece under his right arm?
That's a holographic readout on his data screen on his wrist.
Oh.
I'm not getting that at all, but I'll allow it.
I guess that little funnel piece at the bottom plugs into the wrist.
Oh,
Yes.
like it's popping up
Yeah.
out of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's pretty cool. I there too. I was too busy. I guess
Like he's calling up a schematic or something.
Yeah. It sounds cool, but it might also look like butt. I'll reserve judgment.
Don't have to put it on him if it does.
Right.
You know.
That's true.
You ain't buying it for that.
just put it back on your Lego base if you don't need it.
Or in the back of Quick Kick's belt.
Or there too.
Comes with bow staff.
And that's the cord for the laser rifle, which also looks good there. That was a piece that could use an update from 1987, so it doesn't bother me at all. But very cool. I always liked the Techno Viper. I dig that bold purple uniform, and it looks like they really gave it a nice, solid, workable upgrade here. So,
As I recall, Mike, didn't you hate the purple option for the His Tank Technician?
no, I loved it. That was the one I wanted.
Oh, okay. Never
That was the
mind.
one I was trying to drum up support for.
I had it backwards.
That's why he shows up in the closing credits all the time.
Because you're still lobbying for that poll that closed a year ago.
Right. It's the ghost of the purple His Tech
All right,
But
fair
now
enough.
he's got the Techno Viper, so you know.
haunting our closing credits.
Fair enough.
If it's not him, it's ketchup and mustard. Or in the case of last episode, 86 Beachhead, because I got 100 of them.
Yeah, fair enough. Firefly's got a good point there because I always wondered this too. I never knew what exactly the hell that gun was that came with Techno Viper.
All right, he says it wasn't a laser rifle; it was a welding gun. I just potato. That's all.
I
don't
think it's
think-
like a plasma torch or something.
Right.
I don't think they ever actually said. I don't remember it on pack or anything, but who knows?
I believe the package called it a plasma rifle,
Okay.
but whether
It's kind of gross that it shoots plasma, but okay.
right, That's $75 if you donate it. So
Right, that's hella expensive.
I
Like
mean, that's what's in those 2 tanks, you know.
you fire and miss too much, they're going to have you come in and talk to HR about wasting plasma.
there's always some degenerate waiting to donate some more.
Right. And he's fired it up on his wrist schematic. Actually, I only missed.
I believe technically it's called a phase pulse plasma rifle.
Oh
well.
So maybe it can weld, maybe it can shoot, maybe it slices and dices.
If it's a pulse rifle, I'm down with it.
Matt Rubin notes that if that's a welding gun, that is the largest, most overdone welding gun ever made. Look, man, most
big
of
or
them,
go home.
Most of them don't use hot plasma, and most of them aren't employed by terrorist organizations. So, you know, like Rob says, go big or go home.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lord. Then, of course, my favorites, we move into the deluxe offerings. And wow, Metalhead and Mutton Junkyard, both big winners. This I got stuck on this one a lot, just getting caught up in how good these figures look. I'm not a big Metalhead guy, right? Like the Deke cartoon came when during one of the few windows of my life where I was not actively pursuing G.I. Joe. And it sucked, but those two things are not related, but I digress. But that Metalhead figure looks fantastic. And of course, Mutton Junkyard, we got to see them in the case. I'm surprised that we only got a digital render this time around. I was hoping to at least get to see Lenny playing with this on the show itself, but whatever. He looks like he's comes chock full of cool extras. You gave Mutt a lot of hands, stuff to work. He's got different functions. They gave him a little tear gas thing, a pepper spray thing. They gave him a pointy hands because he's going to be ordering Junkyard around. I love that they gave Junkyard the bad boy and the good boy face. Mutt's one of my top. On any given day, he's a top 10 guy for me in terms of the line as a whole. So I love that Mutt is in here, and I love that they did such a bang up job, or look to have done such a bang up job on his figure.
I'm fond that there's a good boy and bad boy head for the dog, but only a bad boy head for Mutt.
Yeah,
right.
Because good boy Mutt doesn't exist.
Right.
Like they said it when he came into the comics. Notice which one's wearing the muzzle. The one that bites.
The one thing, and I love the dog, but the one thing that's getting to me here, it kind of looks like he's wearing a long sleeve shirt and slacks. Right? See how even the paint wears off right in front of the paws?
Yeah.
I could go for a little bit of variety there, just to make it look like you didn't come out.
And that may happen, on not a digital render.
Yeah,
right.
And that's, believe you me, that's the nittiest of picks.
Yeah, and I'll go on to say that clearly you're not paying enough attention because that is a short sleeve shirt and a diaper.
Oh, good for him. He's not trained.
Look, man, are you going to tell the giant Doberman where to poop? I'm not.
Oh, come on now. I can't even tell the 10-pound Emma where to poop. I mean, I can tell her, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah. You can tell them all day.
Right. Oh. But the only thing, like, Rottweilers aren't used in that role anymore because apparently they don't have the attention span for it. So that's the one thing that I guess the true military purists should have a nitpick about, but frankly, they're done.
Is he a Rottweiler or is he a Doberman?
Rot. He's got to be a Rot.
Yeah.
Doberman's too skinny.
Yeah.
Yeah, but love
Firefly. Look at Firefly's call. Just put Bad Boy Junkyard's head on Mutt. Now we're talking.
There you go.
Or put Mutt's head on Junkyard. That's all right.
That maybe it'll work. Who knows? They gave Mutt his goggles. They should have given Junkyard some goggles too.
I'm giving Dr. Mindbender those goggles with with Lady J's hair. It's gonna be amazing.
Hey, look, you could give him Metalhead's extra hair.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Metalhead's got some extra hair. He's got a different take on that. Let's face it, that original helmet he came with was kind of dorky.
That
So
original helmet looks like a lampshade.
Yeah, it really looks bad. So I like that they gave him a helmet and they made it look good.
Why does he need 2 sets of hair? They're kind of doing the same thing.
Because he's metal.
One is extra
Yes.
windswept. He's one is for when shit's getting blown up.
It's the wig for when he inevitably fries his hair off.
They look the same, man. I'll be honest with you. Not that I can't find a use for it. Let me tell you, the invisible man might need a toupee, but
Dr. Mindbender likes some variety.
I'm not feeling that so much.
But
for gung ho though, if he took off his army hat,
there you go.
You can make him gung hey.
Gung, hey there.
That's it.
But yeah, absolutely a winner for me on the afternoon as a whole. Mutton Junkyard.
Those are both pretty killer.
Yeah, they really are.
Yeah.
I mean, let's not oversell it before we're done with it, but this was probably their best news dump ever.
Right.
So much of it was really good.
Yeah. Yeah. No, all killer, no filler was the phrase that got turned on Friday afternoon. Then we got the retro carded collection here. We've got Scarlet, who we knew was coming from San Diego.
But we didn't know it would look this good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we had an idea because we've seen Glenda, right?
Yeah.
But she's loaded up, man. Together, you got the laser rifle from the show. She's got the M16. She's got her crossbow with actual arrows. She's got a backpack to keep it all in. Like this is a retro Scarlet that makes sense.
She's got a quiver on the side for the arrows.
It's just
it's what side's that quiver on?
I have to stop and do the turn around thing and figure out which hand makes the L. But it looks like everything's on the right side, Mark.
Yeah, and she's also right-handed, so it's probably going to be problematic for her. You probably want to draw from your left to put in the other.
But she's going to reach across with her left hand.
Yeah.
And then that way it's right in her right hand. A quiver on the right leg is okay.
Okay.
Because they've got it pointing outward, like she's going to be reaching for it with her left hand. So that actually kind of works.
All right.
That design. If it was just going straight up and down, that's a little more problematic. That doesn't make as much sense.
Yeah.
But that looks like it's designed for her to be in a firing stance.
Okay.
Yeah. And then next set, Recondo making his long-awaited triumphant original colors debut.
Joe Colton's so mad right now.
I'm sure. The character that she cosplays the most next to the character she likes the least.
Mm-hmm.
But also looks great. I mean, I like Recondo too.
Yeah.
So he's a guy that I've been looking forward to. I'm glad they're getting to him here.
Is that a combo machete pistol holster? No, the pistol goes in the shoulder holster, right?
Yeah. The
machete goes on the leg?
Yes.
So you can cut your own ACL while you run?
Well, it's a big holster so that you don't do that, yes.
Is it? Oh, it fits all. I'm not sure if it's going to fit in there, but okay.
So
it fits all the way down. It's the same thing as the Tiger Force.
Stab yourself in the Achilles tendon. Just
I have it
all right there.
I haven't opened the Tiger Force one yet because I've yet to play with a Tiger Force toy ever.
Yeah.
And I don't want to break that streak. Oh, look at this. He has it handy.
Yeah. So there you go.
Right.
Covers up the whole thing.
Fair enough.
Your worries are, your fears are assuaged.
Yeah.
When in doubt, Rack Time Rob's probably got the toy handy.
I'm selling that Tiger Force Recondo coming soon. Now that they've announced the new, their classic one, which we knew was coming, and they kind of broke me out of Python Patrol and Tiger Force last week. So we're breaking it up.
And then, of course, bringing up the back, last and certainly least, it's Retrocard. No, Retrocarded Duke looks pretty cool too. Just a note here that I threw it up here because I only had an even or an odd number of guys to put on slides. But these Retrocarded figures are no longer Walmart exclusives. They are going to be available wherever you get your GI Joes. That's great news because, wow, Walmart has kind of bungled distribution on these. So it'd be great to be able to see them in other places. But getting back to Duke, he's got all the classic gear. They gave him the laser rifle from the show just for good measure. He's got a knife and a sidearm and his popular binoculars. He's got an awful big inscription on that shovel, which I don't quite understand, but whatever. It ain't breaking the deal for me. He's got the helmet that I'll never have on him. But good stuff there. You guys' thoughts on Duke?
He looks good. I mean, I wasn't unhappy with the original one, but
no, Duke is a guy who got kind of an update, and I liked the update.
Yeah.
So I don't want to make it sound like I was bagging on. That's kind of the way I wish more of the classified figures went. I don't need straight up redos in a new scale all the time. If you've got a character that's been done a million times like Duke, I kind of enjoyed the fact that they took the time to give him some new wrinkles.
He's got the different style chest cut, the horizontal one rather than the thumb.
Right, because they don't want you making another shirt.
Right, I could make another shirt. Like these are the worst. Other than bare chested, like Quick Kick, these are the worst. When it's like a dress shirt with a cut in it. All right, whatever. The inscription on the shovel is dumb.
I don't get it.
Yeah,
it's a takeoff on the original tagline. But if you can't use the original tagline, and I get it, then why would you force it somewhere it never was? It's just dumb. It's just dumb. And while I like the additional Sunbow rifle, I would trade it in for a smiling head in case you wanted to do, the 83 Duke full on look. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Craig Cohan wants to know where the X-Tar smiley face head is.
Yeah, I would actually say I would lose the punchy fists. I guess you kind of need them because you can't have both hands in trigger mode if they aren't both holding weapons.
Look, man, he's a hard fighting, hard farting man of action. Look, sometimes he needs fists.
Duke lost me. It wasn't even in the cartoon. He lost me in the comic in his first issue when he said, "I'm going to turn the sorry lot of you into soldiers." And
oh, come on, Mark.
My response is probably what the rest of the Joe's responses were. Whatever, bitch. Right?
And then they looked at his friend with the giant machine gun who just shot down a Rattler by himself.
Right? You think Stalker heard that and was like, wow, this guy seems pretty legit. Come on. Come on.
This guy seems like a guy I'm going to have to fight.
Right?
Anyways.
I wonder what he's going to look like with my knife in his neck.
Joe Self wants you to let it go, man. All
this, everything here is 40 years old. You see, now I will give them credit that we have gotten some new characters lately, and I appreciate that. But this ain't exactly busting with creativity here. They're all good, but
all this bile is bad to hold on to, Mark. You got to let these things go.
40 years. No offense to anybody specifically, but everybody who's lining up to buy these, it's all been 40 years. Come on.
Brian King says, between Classified and Action Force, I'm broke. Nobody's getting Christmas presents.
There you go.
Well, it sounds like Brian's getting Christmas presents.
Right. I just in my head, I'm seeing the anguished wails of Brian's children, and I don't know why that's making me laugh like that. It shouldn't. I'm a terrible person.
Yeah. This is not the year to tell them there's no Santa Claus because they'll blame you.
Right.
Take Santa the heavy and tell them they've been naughty.
Dad's pile of toys sitting in the middle of the room, and
that's it.
They're just over there playing with an orange or something. I don't know.
Dad, how come we got no Christmas presents, but your pile of loot arrived on December 27th?
But moving forward into the real. Oh no, we don't actually. I forgot. There's digital renders for the 60th anniversary, guys. We got the Action Soldier and the Action Diver. I forget what he was called, but anyway, Soldier and Diver. These guys are going to be in the classified scale. They will be packaged as classified figures, but they will be 60th anniversary figures, and they will be deluxe sized. So your guys' thoughts here? This is kind of a different bent. It's a different way to celebrate. And GI Joe kind of has 2 birthday years that they like to use, so I'm good with that because more anniversaries mean more cool one-shot type stuff. But Mark, we'll start with you as the toy guy.
Man, oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just gonna finish introducing, but you're good.
Now, remind me, is that the first time we've seen the Madus in Classified? So
I believe so, yeah.
That's really slick and very well played. And these are great concepts. People buy a whole, there are people who will buy 7 or 8 of both.
Mm-hmm.
So the tooling is minimal, but there is some tooling in there. So I'm all behind these. Great idea, great execution, good for them. For me personally, I've never, ever, ever liked green shirts or nameless, faceless GI Joes. They do nothing for me. I don't troop build for Joe. I think we troop build for Cobra to help offset the proliferation of Joe figures that come out every year. So nameless, faceless Joes have never done anything for me. So I'll probably end up, still, that being said, I'll probably end up getting 1 of each. But I won't feel any pull to have to army build these guys.
Joe Self asked, what's the price point of these guys? Will they be the same since you're getting so much stuff with the left one? They said it was deluxe, so 35-ish is what deluxe is priced at now. So that's look, there's not a whole lot new on these, so it's a lot of stuff, but it's nothing that they're doing new tooling for in most cases. Like the both of those divers' heads are new. The Madus is new, but obviously has another place, very likely in the retro carded line coming up soon. So there's not a ton of new cost being absorbed into these. So I can see them maintaining the deluxe price point despite the proliferation of stuff.
They are covering the hell out of that chest cut. Look at that.
Apparently those, the gear and stuff like that is movable. You can remove some of those pouches and things like that too. So
Rachel Selena says he's not nameless. It's Scuba Steve.
Oh,
see, look, problem solved, Mark.
GI Joe is swimming in the water.
Going through some of the live chat comments. I apologize. Super Saiyan Berserk says that the Action Soldier is the best classified ever. Agree to disagree there, but he's pretty cool.
That would be Tiger Force Toll Booth.
Right. It's either Scuba Steve or Stinky Diver, says Matt Rubin. Toy Bounty Hunter says, weren't the guns on the Air Chariot 50 cals?
They're a little different, but
yeah. The handles I don't think are quite the same, are they? Rob, where's your Air Chariot?
The Air Chariot base, I'm looking right at it, but I got to reach across. The Air Chariot, the handles are pointing up.
Okay.
This is one of my favorite lines ever. Rob, where's your Air Chariot? Like he parked it in the wrong spot again.
Yeah, sure.
and the guy who runs the
building. Oh gosh, I'm in the fire lane. I gotta go move.
Right. The guy who runs the building is going to be pissed. Rob, what did I tell you about parking your Air Chariot in visitor parking?
Right. I told him just to put it on the back patio over here. It's an Air Chariot. You can park it on the 2nd floor. But I dig these
people
guys.
People are always pissed when Rob goes out for early morning coffee on his Air Chariot, waking up the whole goddamn neighborhood.
Rack Time Rob, you're more selective with your out of line type stuff. Are you in on these?
I think so. I do like these.
Okay. All right. I dig them too. I can't see buying more than 1 of each.
No, yeah, like I said, I'm probably in on 1, yeah.
But I don't need to army build these guys. Lord knows.
No.
That classified army already takes up enough space. I don't need to be helping it along in any ways that are not that don't make sense with my personal headcanon.
You have a personal headcanon?
Correct.
That's awesome, dude.
I'm like Mace. I got a missile launcher on the side of the helmet.
Muskrat version 3.
Right. Craig Cohan acknowledges your great Eddie Murphy reference.
Glad somebody caught that. Sometimes they bounce around like I'm playing Pong.
Right. We just look, if we spent the entire episode acknowledging your references, Mark, then we wouldn't get a whole lot done.
Then a big brown shark came.
Ah! See, that's where I was hoping we weren't going. So that's why I just kind of let it go.
Don't blame me, man. Blame Matt Rubin.
Again, 40 years. It's time to get over it, Rob. 40 years.
All right, let it go. 40 years, damn it. I wish they'd make Flash, though.
But look, man, we need Flash. So that's
It's been 40 years, Mike. Let it go.
I refuse. They haven't made enough Flashes, but they've made enough.
They're gonna make short fuse before Flash.
That's those sons of bitches. Anyways, digital renders. Do we have a favorite, Mark Webber?
No. I mean, they're kind of a toss-up. I'm not positive I'm going to get these now that I think about it because...
I don't mean just these. I mean digital renders.
Also, the Scarlet is just full of win. All right? Come on now. She's fantastic. And I like that they are slowly giving us the original 13. And like I said, if you make 3 Seekers, you make one, you better make 3. Make
Right.
one Insecticon, you better make all of them. Now we're up to 6 or 7 of the original 13. And I'm not positive we'll get all the drivers, right? Unless we'll get Clutch with the Vamp, Grand Slam maybe with a jetpack. That'll happen once they make Flash. Unfortunately, Steeler's my guy, and he's the
he may be
least
odd man
likely,
out,
right? Yeah,
unless they do a tank for the next HasLab and he's part of it.
I don't know that you'll see Steeler by himself because and he's one of my guys, but Steeler without a tank.
Yeah.
If you do a tank and then have it crewed by Steeler and Heavy Metal, is that a ripoff or no?
Not having a problem with that.
No, that's awesome.
Diana Davis wants to remind you that Flash saved every one of us.
Every one of us.
Look, he did it a few times in the GIJoe comic too, right?
That's right.
Flash didn't show up often, but when he did, he was doing something important. So,
Might have had the best death. Wasn't him in Mainframe?
Yeah, but that was Devil's Due, so that doesn't count.
It was pretty good though.
It was a great one.
Yeah.
He got a snappy one-liner.
What was your reaction? As rare as they kill Joe characters when they bumped off one of your top 3.
I mean, I was upset, but it wasn't the end of my world. We had Brandon Jerwa on the show not too long after that. And because I was harassing him most of the episode because a couple issues later, when they had the memorial statue for the Joes who fell in battle, they mistakenly left Flash's name off of it.
He's not dead.
So I was just saying, he's not dead. He's not on the statue. What are you doing, Jerwa? You're just trying to wound my guy? And he's like, no, that was the hardest one for me because he was my favorite growing up. He's like, he's not dead. I'm saying this to the man who wrote the story that killed him. He's not dead.
Pretty slick.
So that's how I handled it, with complete near psychotic breakdown.
So he faked his death.
Yes.
And then came back as Robo Joe.
Joe Self says he thought he was Roscoe P. Coltrane's partner. Close.
It's all right. He died, but he was replaced by his younger partner.
Right.
Them Duke boys.
Moving forward, we got some real pre-orders here.
Woohoo!
And we'll just take them in the order of the numbers on the boxes, which are getting really high. So number 102 here is Ripper. And I tried to take the demo shots that showed off as much of the gear as possible. But you can see there he's got removable goggles, and he's got his traditional rifle, laser rifle with the blade on it, which doesn't make any sense, but is too awesome to not do again.
Exactly.
He's got his cool Jaws of Life thing with moving parts. They got him on top of a HISS tank, tearing it up for some reason. Whatever. I'm not upset about it. They're mercenaries after all. Sometimes they fight against Cobra. But he is available everywhere that you buy Joe's. Pulse obviously had him up for pre-order, but he is everywhere. $24.99. It's regular class. He's got his rifle. He's got a pistol, which also has a blade on it, which is fantastic. Yes.
What did I say? What did I say about this? Branding.
Right. It's even dumber than the rifle, but I'd be upset about it if it wasn't there. And then he's got his big scary looking knife and his Jaws of Life deal. So very cool on Ripper.
I wish that knife had an extra blade on it.
Right. Why doesn't the knife have a bayonet attached? Well,
Seriously though, this
that's
is
a good question.
This is a lot better than the original figure.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
This is a home run hit. Like,
Oh yeah.
This one's pretty. All the Dreadnoughts look pretty good, but this one,
like
through the roof.
Like this Ripper is ugly and still looks like a human head.
Yeah.
Whereas the guy from 1985, that was.
Yeah, wasn't that like the squarest head ever?
It was testing some boundaries. Yes.
Wasn't animated Batman like that jaw's too square?
Yeah.
That's a little blockish, don't you think?
Right. Holy smokes.
But
how are you gonna have a sharp beard?
Looks like a Dick Tracy villain.
Right. Square head.
Nomad's Wandering sums it up pretty well there. Ripper looks absolutely gloriously filthy. That's a good phrase for it.
And the
gloriously filthy.
The jaws of life look like they could do what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Right? Like, yeah.
Brian King's got the point that a lot of folks, Dan Larson himself on the live show noticed that, hey man, you got to have him with a torn shirt. Well, maybe this is Ripper before he just broke into that 6-pack of Walmart camouflage t-shirts. Maybe he's just got a fresh one today. We're just catching him on a good day. So Torpedo Mike notes that there's 90 people watching. Actually, on my count, we're in triple digits. So welcome to everybody who's joining in just in the last half hour or so.
They could have ripped his shirt right around the brutal chest cut, and then it would have worked perfect.
That's how it goes with all of the, but you know how it would have gone, Mark. It would have been brutal chest cut, and then they would have had the shirt line right below that.
Yeah.
Just to antagonize you.
Right. That's awful. And then they would have renamed him Bazooka. Oh
no.
Moving on.
Next up, number 103 is General Hawk. And he's been on a lot of folks' wait list for a long time now, so I'm glad to see that he's going to be showing up before the end of the year, we hope. Knock on plastic. Some cool action shots here, both before and after shit gets hairy. But yeah, he's General Clayton Hawk Abernathy, because it didn't sound quite white bread enough. But he's got a couple of sidearms. He's got a grenade launcher. He's got a shotgun. Nice additions. Hawk's got a nice loadout here for a guy who came with a pistol back in 1986. They've got him with 2 sets of goggles, one that sits on top of the helmet, and then the other one he can wear just underneath the helmet. So play some fun playability there. This is a win. If we had to wait for this guy, I'm not upset about the wait. Rack Time Rob, you're a Hawk guy.
Yes, I like this a lot. This is an excellent figure. This might be my favorite of a really good wave.
Mark, your thoughts?
I wish they had made him General Clayton Hawk Abernathy III or Esquire, or like, just to make him totally elitist, right?
The fourth, yeah.
I'm okay with them making him, weathering him up a little bit, having him appear a little bit older than the rest of the shows.
Oh, he's a general. You don't hit general at 30.
Well, he did in 86. I'm just saying, but
he should be at least in his late 40s, probably more like his 50s.
Yeah, and I can't tell if he's got the Reed Richards temples going, but I would have preferred that over the Rogue one comb over stripe.
Leave the man his skunk stripe. You stop it.
Maybe, and again, digital render. Maybe they'll change it up a little bit. But
put his hat on.
Matt Rubin,
with the hat on, it's fine, right?
Matt Rubin asked the very, very good question. Has there really been a trash wave of classified figures besides the Snake Eyes origin figures? And I'll even go so far as to say those are pretty good figures. Trash movie, but good. That Scarlet's a winner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Baroness isn't bad. The neck thing's kind of weird, but anyways, we're not talking about them today.
No, it helps her eat the leaves on the taller trees.
Right. Marvelous Mike, welcome to the show. We haven't seen your name before. Instant pre-order on Hawk. I can wait on the rest. Well, I guess if they're there for you. No, these should be available everywhere. Shouldn't have any trouble tracking any of these guys down. I think the fact that nobody's an army builder is going to help availability on these two.
I noticed this morning. I mean, Hawk, Buzzer, and Ripper are sold out at the Pulse, but again, available everywhere.
I do
I
like
think
the big GIJoe wallet he's got above the belt, below the little short jacket that he's wearing. Yeah, try to unsee that now.
Anyways, I think, Rob, to that end, I think folks who have been not non-completists, we'll say, maybe they're only picking and choosing. Like Hawk's going to be on their short list, or the Dreadnoks are going to be on their short list, or both. It's kind of rare that we have three figures out of 5 that are as prolific as those particular 3 are in this wave. And you could even argue that Helix is probably just as prolific as them these days, making a 4th out of 5, but I digress.
I want to pose him articulated. I need posability so I can not line the zipper up on his jacket. F.
So
Oh, God.
F.
So nitpicky.
F. I take it back. This guy sucks.
Oh, good Lord. So nitpicky.
Maybe they could make a face cut, like right on the bridge of the nose, so you could make him look more realistically behind him just by twisting the head a little bit. More posability would be fantastic.
So bitter.
Just saying.
So bitter.
Look, man, I'll stop beating the drum when I start being wrong.
All right, Mr. Punk.
That's it.
But moving forward, we got Helix. We just mentioned her a second ago. I don't know what those weird wrist sword things are, but whatever.
I do. Mr. Kata.
Go ahead.
Obviously, she's from the Spider-Verse, and there's some extra legs somewhere.
And
we're moving on.
And so Helix is there. She's got her wrist things. She's got a knife. She's got a backpack for her sword. She's got her trademark 2 pistols. Good load out there. Again, I don't necessarily get the big sword things either. There, Mark just thinks that Phil set a record that we don't keep track of, so now he's going for it.
I'm coming for you, Phil. I'm coming for you.
But so anyhow, Ragtime Rob, what's your thoughts here?
Helix is pretty good. I mean, if you don't like those Manus blades, don't put them on.
Right, that's my plan.
It's not like they're bolded on there.
No. They did make it a point to say that you can put those on any figure, so you don't necessarily have to keep them limited to just Helix. If you say you want to put them with Storm Shadow or something, or maybe with the Red Ninja, you can put them there instead. Mark, your thoughts?
Is that left holster lower on purpose?
Maybe it just slid down. I don't know.
Possible.
While I'm not a huge fan of 2-tone hair like every female pro wrestler has now, I would have made it a little more distinct here, right? Because it's always been Helix's thing. So
right.
So right now it looks like she's got a scar on her face, as opposed to I think what's supposed to be a little bit of hair peeking over. But that's a nitpick. I'm not a big fan of the Manus blades, but you don't have to use them. Don't like them, don't use them. That's fine. So,
right. She's got plenty of stuff to kill people without it. So
yeah, I don't know. I don't know that the swords needed yellow grips and hilts. There's a lot of yellow on her anyway. But
right, you got to match the shirt. Makes it easy to figure out which sword is which after a long day of stuff falling off of your shelf.
Yeah. Hey, this is fine, and it's not a brand new character, but it's a new-ish character.
Yeah.
So I like that.
Right. It's anything that helps mush the generations together a little bit is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
Helix, Andrew Gogan's got a good point. Helix was an agent, but with
There we
a
go.
ton of martial arts training. So having her with swords, is
Yeah,
not a
isn't
threat.
she kind of like Taskmaster, where she's got like the photographic reflexes or something?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what fueled her popularity way back when I was at Hasbro. Was they liked telling the story that she was on the spectrum somewhere, but that it's part what made her so deadly as an agent, right? And I like they used that in Hearts and Minds in a really good. I mean, every one of those issues is great, but when they looked at Spirit. And instead of making him, well, he's the tracker, right? Because he's Native American, the ancient Tonto style trope of
right.
Kimosabe, me here, 4 horses coming.
Mysticism and things like that.
Yeah, they actually made him like crazy high functioning ADHD. So he noticed everything.
Right.
And so I thought that was such a smart way to update that story and to take the, I don't want to say racist, but the tropeness at least away from it while still letting him retain what made him special originally on the Joe team. So Helix has always had a couple of really big proponents at Hasbro, one who's still there. So you may see more of her down the road.
Nomad's Wandering notes that he made a custom of Helix, so an official release was inevitable.
Hey, Nomad, make one of Interrogator.
There you go.
Since you have mystic powers.
It's the customizer's lament, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't they all say that?
Pretty much.
But so there is that with Helix. Let me get back to because again, I have to do this weird today. That moves us on to figure number 4, number 105 on the box. That's Shockwave, and he's got
on the left is Dance Party Shockwave.
He is, and he's. Anyways, but there's his loadout there. He's got a shield as opposed to a giant backpack, and I think that's for the best. He's got a couple of pistols. He's got his nightstick. He's got a functional couple of knives, and he's got his removable cap. What bothers me is that they don't give him a maskless face. Everybody should at least get a head, right?
Give him Falcon's head.
They should get a face. No,
if
I'm
you
not
give
giving
him,
why would I doom him to Falcon's face?
Well, I happen to have a spare Falcon head around here that no one wants.
Right.
But it would explain why he wears the mask and the hat all the time.
Right.
If you look like Falcon,
Cover up as much as possible.
I'd give him Hawk's extra goggles so we couldn't see him at all. And dig it, I would take off the hat and I would give him Metalhead's hair.
Well, yeah, that goes without saying.
So good.
Oh. Nomad's Wandering says that he just needs a Funhouse Mandalorian to get Interrogator for you, Mark.
What's a Funhouse Mandalorian?
I have no idea. He acts like we have any kind of toe in the Star Trek collecting community. We don't care about them. We collect Joes, man. That's really
I would assume a fan,
and that would be Star Wars, but you know.
What I assume
they make a Star Wars now?
Yes.
I would assume a Funhouse Mandalorian is like short and really fat, or like really skinny,
Really tall and wavy.
Yeah, like a Kaminoan Mandalorian. Look what I did there. I'll take your Star Wars Pepsi challenge.
But yeah, Matt Rubin said Funhouse Mandalorian sounds dirty. It kind of does. I'm kind of digging it.
It kind of sounds like a position. I'll give you that one. My wife's great, but she won't go Funhouse Mandalorian.
That's perhaps how you know your copy of the Kama Sutra is perhaps bootleg.
Right.
If
you find a guy who will go Funhouse Mandalorian on you, marry him.
Anyway. That is not the original text.
No,
not there. But,
you really should have been tipped off when they told you about the Rick Moranis and the reverse Rick Moranis.
The reverse Rick Moranis.
Yeah, that's a good point. Look at this guy down here. There's a lot of paws in there.
Wait, what now?
This Colin stuck like all of it.
Oh, wrong button.
That doesn't count. That was accidental.
What happened? Is that 5?
No.
No.
5. It totally counts.
Nope, wrong
No,
button.
it doesn't count.
Consult my lawyer. Says it counts.
Fine, you can call
We don't care what your lawyer says. So what I'm absolutely not kicking you out anymore because you're just not. I'm not.
Oh, we'll see.
We're not playing.
him.
We'll see.
I'll kick me out so I don't have to listen to you.
How are we getting 2 beachheads? That's my takeaway. 2 beachheads before 1 Mercer. When we all know Beachhead is Mercer's bitch.
Oh, Mercer sucks.
I'm just testing the whole I'm not going to ban you again theory.
You have to try harder than that.
Fine.
And then to finish up the new figures here, here's Buzzer, number 106. He's got kind of a weird assortment of weapons going. You can't quite tell what's going on from those pictures. But here we go with his loadout. He's got his chainsaw. He's got his weird blade on a stick thing. He's got a little pistol, just a teeny tiny little pistol. He's got a knife, and then he's got like a bat with buzzsaws on the side, which is kind of different. Just like Ripper, his glasses come off. I dig it. If they stay on anywhere as close to as good as Sergeant Slaughter's do, that's not going to be a problem. And Buzzer, like everybody else, available wherever you get your Joes. Rob, what you think about Buzzer here?
Buzzer's awesome.
Yeah, maybe my winner on the day in terms of pre-orders. Mark, what do you think about Buzzer?
I think both the pants and the shirt are way too pale. Maybe we'll get that changed. The paleness of the shirt lends to the crappiness of that chest cut, just front and center. But the one thing that leaps to me, and we would see this occasionally back on McFarland Sports Picks, is when the shirt line doesn't come right up to the neck. It always makes that cut stand out, and it really stands out in this photo.
Right.
We'll see if that's exactly what it looks like, but the overall paleness of both the skin, the shirt, and the pants in this
he is
photo.
English.
Well, true. Look, I can't be the guy ripping on paleness. That's just hypocritical. But
I think the white background is not helping this figure.
I think you're probably right. But that's my only terror part is the paleness and the god awful chest cut.
Andrew Galgan notes that stonewashed jeans were all about the late '80s there, Mark. So that could be it.
It doesn't look stonewashed though, does it?
But
it just looks like light pale.
Oh Jesus! Just stop taking the joke seriously, man. Come on.
I'm just saying.
Let the man have his stonewashed jeans joke.
I do hope that the chain is flexible there between the half nunchuck blade.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't think that one looks like it. I think that looks like just one plastic piece there. You are right on the chest cut on this one. That is really the one. Well, the 2 cuts. The neck cut is pretty noticeable here, but man, I really like everything else about this figure.
He's got a ponytail, right?
Yes.
So. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Maybe I missed it on the dance party Buzzer image, but
he was going full kung fu style on the dance floor there.
Dude, and I've got the bare basic Photoshop skills to pull Buzzer and Shockwave off and having them having a dance battle on the floor somewhere. I can make that happen. Yeah.
Put a Star-Lord figure in there for good measure.
Right?
With what's his name, Ronan?
Yeah, the accuser.
Yeah. Get on that, Mark.
I'll see what I can do. I got some time.
That's a t-shirt waiting to happen.
Right. And a cease and desist coming right after it.
Most likely, yes.
Whatever.
Especially if you look at the blooper reel on Guardians of the Galaxy, is great because Ronan picks up what Star-Lord was laying down on that.
Now that's what I'm talking
about. If the McDonald's people haven't gotten after us yet, we may get a little more bold next time.
No one's calling those a McDonald's chicken nugget. Those are just sea nugs, baby.
I'm just saying though, it looks like the boot. So, and then of course the other item that was available we had already told you about, but they're back anyway. The Crimson Strike team is there. That is this year's PulseCon exclusive, available only through Hasbro Pulse. $89.99 was the price tag on there, which again you're paying mostly for a really cool Baroness with lots of new parts and a couple of Crimson Twin repaints who are okay, whatever.
Put them on the fair.
Right. If you absolutely positively have to have your Crimson Guard commanders wearing crimson, this isn't a bad buy for you.
Mm-mm. But if you're only interested in Tomax and Zaymot, wait, because I guarantee you there's going to be a bunch of $60 Baronesses and $15 Tomax and Zaymots loose on eBay.
Andrew Galgan asked, since there's different head and parts, will we be seeing a new Baroness figure in the near future? I don't know.
Maybe.
They may keep these separate just so you have to invest in the special item for a little bit, but maybe somewhere down the line.
Which would be the first time they've done the Baroness not as an exclusive in this line.
Yeah, that's true.
Man, I hope they do that. That was one of my biggest regrets. I never got to do that massive black tactical Baroness. That's such a good look. I hope they do that sometime.
Now, in fairness, the context of some of those exclusives was a little different, right? Like, we didn't care that first year that Baroness was a Target exclusive so much because, frankly, we didn't know how well Classified was going to take off.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, so the Baroness on the Cycle and Beachhead are Target exclusives because we thought that was all we were going to get.
That's back when I shopped at Target.
Exactly. That's how long ago that was. Mm-hmm. So I know that has been a rallying point, but I think it's one that you have to apply a little bit of context to in some spots.
Oh, and also too, in terms of the Walmart retro, I could walk into the Walmart right now and pick one. But
Hank Perry notes that we did get a movie Baroness that wasn't an exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
I stand corrected. Touche.
The Ollie's exclusive Baroness.
Yeah.
Also known as Mechanic.
Right. It is just one unfortunate feature on what is otherwise a pretty solid figure.
Yep.
Anyways. So that's the Crimson Strike team again, $90. Hasbro Pulse exclusive. I haven't checked availability on it since the weekend, so I don't know if it's still
up.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're pretty good about these. Last year it was Mindbender. And they had a pretty good run of them, and then they were out for a while, and then they had another pretty good run of them. So I would imagine if the demand is there, they'll do the same here.
Speaking of Dr. Mindbender, he's gonna feel oh so pretty the week this arrives at my house. Let me tell you,
he's clearly getting some hair,
shaking it loose. Oh yeah,
make sure you give him the windswept one. That's bigger.
Oh yeah, it'll be even better. And
it's got more volume.
It'll be better because it'll match his mustache, so it'll look more natural.
And of course, news is brought to you by the GIJoe 3D Printing Podcast, who also bring you Chonky Tank Kitty and his Meowler Tank. Stay tuned for some exciting news concerning Chonky Tank Kitty and his Meowler Tank, and perhaps
like that one.
Perhaps even some news involving that gentleman right there.
Oh, who knew? Oh. With articulated paws, they can't afford that.
But
it's like 100 fingers,
60 toes,
right?
But
Wolverine times a million.
Yeah, that's why they canceled the Colin comic, because they couldn't fit that many snicks on one page.
Blew their snicked budget.
But we'll be back with you for a couple more minutes of discussion after a few words from our good friends and wonderful sponsors at Kokomo Toys.
We buy, sell, and trade vintage and modern toys. G.I. Joe, Star Wars, Transformers, Marvel, DC, and more. Located in beautiful downtown Kokomo, Indiana, we are open every Wednesday through Saturday from 12 to 5. It's a theme park of nostalgia. Join the thousands of people who have traveled from all over the Midwest for over a decade to buy and sell with us. Get your geek on.
There we go. Matt Rubin with the defining statement there. Never took Snake Eyes Origin Baroness for a vegetarian, but giraffe's got a giraffe. Mm-hmm. Joe Self with a good question. One we were going to cover anyway, so good on you, man. Any guesses for 1027 drops? Emily mentioned something big, perhaps the Vamp. And Racktime Rob, we'll give you the floor to start. What do you think we're going to see on October 27th for that particular event? Anything? There's going to be something. There's always
There's
something.
going to be something, but I know in the past that basically they've dropped like one thing. And
Last year was the Cobra Officer.
It was first time it was the Cobra Officer. Last year it was Mindbender, right? Which was significant, but still not like an overly pricey. So I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe it's Mutton Junkyard, because we've seen the physical mock-ups for those. But
right, we know that that's pretty close to being done. That would be my money too, especially after face planting hard on my guess that they would reveal them on Friday.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stick with. I'm going to double down and be embarrassed twice as hard when they don't do it on October 27th.
Yeah, it'll be the Vamp and the SMS, and it'll be like,
what day of the week is the 27th? Is that? Let me pull up the old calendar here, see if it's a day where I can do something live.
I think it might be a Wednesday.
It is a Friday.
Friday, okay.
So probably not. Probably
either way,
not.
you're hosed.
Yeah. But hey, we'll figure something out.
And they do those late in the afternoon too, don't they?
The whole basic concept is stupid. 1027, it's our address for our building where a lot of people used to work. Don't break your arm, Barry Horowitz.
Oh.
They're going to take everybody into the basement.
No.
Mark Weber, what do you think is happening on October 27th? Feelings about the event itself notwithstanding.
I just find the whole concept ridiculous. They're going to unveil their comprehensive Return of the O-Ring program.
If only.
Yeah.
That would be nice. Going forward, just because look, I'm not saying that we all need to get our rage on about O-Ring figures, right? There's plenty of O-Ring product out there, especially coming in the next year, from projects that we've backed through other sources, like Grindstone Toys with Call Sign Longbow, with Carson, and the Operation Recall project with Heavy Armor Toys that we had on earlier in the show, and they're not the only ones by any stretch. There's lots of them out there, but there's really a big market out there for O-Ring GI Joes still, and so it surprises me that there just hasn't been any kind of acknowledgement. Again, I know they said it was going on hiatus. I get it. I'm not saying that we need to be having in-depth kind of discussions or markups or mock-ups rather or models on display. It takes a while to retool things, but it surprises me that it's just kind of been forgotten and left by the wayside. That does surprise me a bit. That said, should that day ever come, I hope it's something a little bit different than straight up molds of old figures.
$50 2-packs.
Right. Like, it's cool that they gave us Cobra Troopers and stuff, but I really didn't need just another Duke in bad colors.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to give me Duke, give me something different about that Duke besides bad colors.
Mm-hmm.
So it's we'll see. I hope that it's not the true death of that version of GI Joe from an official standpoint.
Death of the line.
Right. But anybody, either of you guys have any final thoughts on what we saw this week at Hasbro PulseCon?
Nah, I think I got it all out.
I mean, I said it before. I'll say it again. I did kind of nitpick it to death, but that's because most of it was really damn good. Like, yeah. I think it was their best. It was even a far better news drop than when we got our first look, right? At the very first figures. They're really, really killing it. So most of my stuff was nitpicky, and the figures might actually look better once we actually see the figures.
They normally do. I mean, that's
the thing. Yeah, they normally do. Oh my God.
What, we got a cat sighting?
Yeah, check this out. Oh, he's lazy. I'm just going to sniff the microphone. This guy. Hey, turn this way.
Come on, screen. Come on, screen.
That's my guy.
That's
He's
it.
Dude, I'm lucky I got away with that.
Well, scratch his head or something.
Oh, yeah. I'll give him a little head bump. He's digging it.
There we go. All right, good.
He kind of likes me. He far prefers me to most of the rest. Certainly the dog.
There he is. We can see him. There we go.
He's a good kitty.
He's a good guy.
He's just misunderstood.
He's a good guy. That's our boy right there.
Right.
He keeps quiet when we're recording, which is unlike everybody else in your house.
No problem, right? As long as the cat knows where the remote control and the food is. You can leave them all weekend, whereas the dog cries bloody murder whenever we come home.
Or the neighbors.
Or the neighbors, or the mailman,
or the squirrel that lives in the tree out front.
Man.
Or Colin, even though he never left.
We had a gal come by the other day who comes by semi-regularly, and the dog screamed bloody murder, ran up to her, peed all over the floor, and then jumped up and down on her leg. And I'm like, could you be more spastic?
Yes.
We had our dog growing up, the Cocker Spaniel Freckles. He would do that when somebody would come over. But then once he got that initial shock out of his system, he was dead to the world. He was sleeping, usually on their feet. But he was unconscious.
He wore himself out sounding the alarm.
Right. He would do, oh God, I'm so happy to see you. I'm gonna cuddle on your feet. That was that dog's play. Yeah.
Was he
which meant that the first thing that anyone heard upon entering our house after the dog barking was my dad just yelling, "Damn it, dog!"
Right.
Oh, look at that.
Right, he responded.
Is it possible your dog was narcoleptic?
It's entirely possible.
Yeah.
He was a good dog, but he was kind of crazy. He had some behaviors that never changed. Like he was a fully formed adult when we got him as a puppy, and that just never changed. We'd all kinds of training and teaching, and he'd figure it out when we were. But man, once somebody new showed up at the door, all bets were off. All that training went right out the door.
He's gonna bite me any second now.
Probably.
He bit me once on the finger pretty good, and I bit him right on the back of the neck where you pick up a cat. He was so confused. He had no idea that was even in the playbook.
That's good though. Keep him off balance.
Right? I'm like, dig it. I have teeth too.
He responded to Racktime Rob yelling.
It's true.
Which is fun because Racktime Rob doesn't really care for cats.
Cats don't care for me.
I'll send them over.
Cats generally ignore me, or
That's
cats can smell fear. The weatherman is dead.
It's not true. Our dad's cat, anytime he goes near Rob won't have anything to do with him.
It's weird being a cat guy. People can get away with that. Oh, I don't like cats. And people are like, yeah, cats are kind of sketchy. But if you say, well, I don't like dogs,
people go nuts.
You're just flawed, right? There's something wrong with you.
Well, I mean, in fairness, though, like dogs are pretty well, like they just accept you as you are. Like if you don't like a dog, clearly, like a dog attacked you when you were a child or something. Like you had some major trauma, okay? Or you're a sociopath. There's two. If you don't like a cat, cats are kind of indifferent to you. So I can get it if you took that personally.
Dogs are great. They're like having a toddler that never grows up.
I like both. I have no problems with either. Cats seem to like me, as all the little critters in nature tend to like me. I don't understand what's up with that, but I'm not going to be. I'm certainly not going to complain about it.
This is a hell of a show. He's going to want a paycheck out of this.
Right. Firefly says Maine Coons are cats for dog people. That's true. That's actually what they were bred for.
That's a good point.
But yeah, Jake Rose again. He's giving 10% at the Washington State toy show if you're wearing your What's on Joe Mind gear. He's a cat guy over a dog guy any day. So,
and he will forever be known as Playboy Jakey Rose.
Right?
Yeah,
founder of the Blowaway Diet.
That's it. Big star in Portland wrestling.
He was a big deal.
Right. He was a big deal.
He was at the end of it. Yeah, he was a real big deal. But what do you say we do real quick? Let's do a what we got in. And we'll start. Come on,
That's
screen.
awesome. A triptych.
Oh, come on, screen. That's not what I hit. It's just it's lagging so bad.
Might
That,
be.
but we'll start with Racktime Rob.
Alrighty. I got some superpower stuff. I got Walmart exclusive. I actually found in the store.
Whoa.
Blue Manta.
Right.
Yeah, it's Challenge of the Super Friends Black Manta, and of course Aquaman to chase after him
with bad haircut Aquaman.
Yeah. Look, an invisible jet with Wonder Woman in it. And I've had this for a while, but I didn't show it off. But it goes with them. Batmobile.
Pretty slick.
And then, of course, just today, we got Peanut Butter Snake Eyes.
I didn't order him.
Big Ben. And some Rangy Vipers.
And you can confirm that your Walmart boxes did, in fact, have items in them.
Yes, they did. Now, I don't know if these boxes do, but who knows?
Fair enough.
They got to screw me somehow.
I guarantee you there's something in there.
Mark Weber.
It's a smaller Slaughtered Marauders barbecue.
Mark
Right?
Weber, where we get in?
Mine was simple. There more to come, but I got one Range Viper today, the start of a trio. So
All right.
good for you, Range Viper. Welcome home.
Good deal. I did not get a chance to bust them. I opened one of the Range Vipers, but I got two Range Vipers in Big Ben, and then of course our ongoing what we got in tally. Well, come on, screen. Come on, screen.
You can do it.
Come on, StreamYard. There he is. And he's in real good shape. He's got kind of a weird ammo pack thing going on there. It's kind of oddly bent.
It's kind of kinky. I'll be honest with you.
It's a little kinky.
Yep.
Yeah.
You got kinky boots. You got kinky purse.
Kinky bag.
Beachhead.
Which sounds like a masculine problem, if you get what I'm saying.
A little bit.
Hey-o.
Where's Doc when you need him? Jeez.
Right.
Or Stretcher. See what I did there? Stretcher.
Hey. But yes, 104. Doug Dello. I mean, we can't do much more than record things for you to watch later. Sorry, dude. Where you been, Doug Dello? Come on. You're part of the fabulous 15 that we have in the end credits.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be watching. We're counting on you.
Royalty.
We get 6 views a week. We're counting on you.
We're like one of those things you subscribe to and forget you're paying for.
Right. Shut up, Mark.
Oh, never mind. Never mind.
That never happens.
Look at the cat.
Yeah.
He loves you.
But
He's a
remember,
noble
if you're catching us on Facebook tonight, give us a thumbs up, give us a heart, give us a little huggy guy. We do love little huggy guy. Anything to set those algorithms moving on that site. If you're catching us here on YouTube, give us a thumbs up, like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you want to hit the little bell for notifications, great. Otherwise, we don't care. That's not such a big deal. But be sure to share us in all of your cool GIJoe online circles, whether that's Facebook groups or Reddit pages or what have you. Leave a comment down below in the big boy section. Let us know what your favorites were from last Friday's Hasbro PulseCon GIJoe panel. And again, not the live chat. It's great, but it doesn't count, especially if you're catching us on recording. You guys count just as much. We certainly don't want to cater exactly to our live crowd and live crowd only, as Mark gets assaulted by cattail.
You just rubbed on the mic.
You just went back. Did he go back to his little cubby hole there?
Back to it's like a shark, man. Yeah.
It's his star-making turn. He's ready.
Yep.
He's been waiting for this for years now.
He's ready for his close-up.
Right.
Gonna break in with a lounge
or to bite me. Either one. Now Emma stuck her head up like a parrot. Go, what's going on over there? Nothing.
Oh.
Nothing.
Oh.
He's just gonna break into the mic and sing.
Yeah, go back.
I've got your picture.
Go back to sleep in your pie, Elvis.
Doug's making excuses. It's Doug. We're just giving you a hard time, man. That's what we do here. We take the ones we love the most and we bust their balls.
That's it.
That's what happens. It's what goes on. But yeah, Andrew Galgan is correct. The kitty is establishing dominance over Mark.
He just left. He's going up the stairs, and now the dog is staring. The dog likes to wait till the cat jumps through the side of the stairs, and then she bum rushes him, like she caused him to go away. That's right. You better run. Like, come on. Yeah, fooling anybody.
Get some.
Got 12 to 14 claws with your name on it. Pop.
Yeah.
So again,
Your dog is the Grover Dill of the house.
Like, subscribe, YouTube stuff, do all that. Let's roll into shout outs. Rack time, Rob.
Shout out to the studio audience very quickly because I got to get to bed.
Right. We went way long. I figured
Thanks,
we'd go
everybody.
long tonight. But shout out Mark Weber.
Dude, this one's easy. Share the screen. Shout out to the What's on Joe Mind audience for helping
Come on.
one of my
Hey!
2 lead dogs win the Bulletin's Athlete Elite. So not so much for Trey, but for Maddie Carney. So a weird bump. Votes coming in from everywhere. May or may not have swayed that. But if anybody wants to mouth off about maybe she didn't earn it, she had a meet this week where she was the top runner from Central Oregon, 3rd in the whole thing at the place they're going to hold state. So she's a beast. And the only thing that can make her more dominant is if she was a lava bear, but that's not her choice. So
Love a bear.
lava bear. So anyway, I really do appreciate that. Thanks for supporting the kids, 2 friends of mine. And I'm not saying I won't be back later.
Right.
As their seasons move on. But,
who does Finley Wadke think he is?
right?
He apparently had a groundswell of support from a Batman the Animated Series.
I didn't even know they played soccer in Redmond. I didn't think Redmond had recovered from what I did to them. Man, I swear.
What else we got, Mark?
That's it. That's enough.
You don't want to give a shout out to the lovely Mrs. Weber, who you celebrated a 25th anniversary with last week and didn't say anything?
That was last week.
You didn't even say anything last week.
That was last week. Now it's 25 years and 1 week. Like, what's that? That's a tinfoil anniversary.
You're an incurable romantic.
Yeah. 25th anniversary. Who knew? We went to lunch. I got her an ice cream cake, her favorite.
Ooh, that's the best.
We were going to go on a trip, and then she's a travel agent in her spare time. That's her side hustle. And earlier in the year, we found we could take the same trip we were planning in June for half off. So we went in June and took the kids. That was our big Italy, Greece cruise. And that I'm not trying to sound super cool. We don't do that kind of thing. So be able to go, and we took the kids. It was a fantastic trip. So it was absolutely the right call.
Oh yeah.
Maybe not the most romantic thing in the world to go, you know what? Let's just go earlier and bring the kids.
See, the live crowd is all about your 25th anniversary, Mark.
Look at that. Well, I appreciate that. If I'd known it was going to give me pub, I would have gone nuts with it.
Right. That's what I figure.
Yeah.
Andrew Galgan wants to know, was it Fudgy the Whale?
The best was we got married in Arizona. Our families are mainly from Michigan and Wisconsin. We brought them out in September 20th, 1998, and they just wilted at the outdoor. Our outdoor reception was in like a nice big outdoor tent at a golf course with 8 billion fans blowing the whole time. And a double tier, or a 4-tiered wedding cake with 2 different flavors in it: vanilla cake with raspberry layering,
nice,
and chocolate cake with mint layering.
Oh, nice.
Which one went faster, gentlemen?
I am sure that is chocolate with mint.
Got that right. Somebody picked one, somebody picked the other. I'm not gonna say who picked what.
Well, as you have a Y chromosome, you did not go vanilla with raspberry.
There's plenty of that left over.
And it's cake. I don't need no fruit.
Yeah, right? Exactly. And you know the old tradition? Now they just make you a new cake topper, but they used to save the top of the cake, freeze it for a year, and you eat it on your first anniversary.
Right.
The maid of honor's family kept the top of our cake, and they were gone for a week, and the power went out in their house. It was in the freezer under frozen salmon. we got a new cake. Because I don't care which one of those flavors you prefer. Mix in a little salmon and
No, week old thawed salmon. So
that was bad.
But it was
Bad,
minty,
dude.
so it smelled
Ugh.
fresh,
Yeah, it smelled like fresh salmon.
like fresh mint salmon.
Not so much.
But, my shout outs.
I slapped them in the face when they walked in the door.
I'm going to reiterate Rob's shout out to the live crowd. If you're catching us on recording, we appreciate you too. Be sure to do all those cool YouTube things like the live crowd does. If you're catching us on audio, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to leave us a nice 5-star review wherever you get your audio podcasts.
Yeah.
Including our home, Podbean.
6 stars, maybe.
Right. However many stars they'll give you. You get a bonus star because we can technically say we did this one in the Tokyo Dome.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly right. and we did it without the computer exploding. So.
Right.
Yeah.
We got through, everybody.
Yes.
But I'm not going to push my luck any further. We've already done all the cool YouTube shouts and plugs and calls to action, so we're just going to get on out of here. Like our friend Vagon likes to say, hey, stay safe, and if you can't, be careful. Have a great rest of the week. Thanks so much for joining us. Enjoy the next week. We're all tired.
We went extra innings. No Ghost Runner.
We did. We went 2.5 for you tonight. That's just how much we care. For my co-host Racktime Rob and the honcho Mark Weber, I'm Mike Irizarry. Have a great rest of the week. See you next Tuesday at 9:05 on the Superstation. GIJoe.
Beer.